and all your sports info. You step in and stand clear.
Let's go. Don't stop.
You got Super Dave, Coach Kirk,
Sir.
and Todd the Magnificent.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip hop and sports live.
All right, y'all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy MLK Day to everybody. We are live. It is Super Dave. Shout out to Coach Kirk.
Wherever he is.
Serge, the sports star. Slick the Relic. Todd the Magnificent.
We in the building.
Shout out to G Money.
Wherever
Tiny.
he is.
Tiny. All right, so. All right.
Celebrating MLK Day, like
right.
we all should be. But the upper management made us come in.
All right. So, I'm going to tell y'all like this. Life be life. And I'm happy that they here. The treacherous 3 right there. Right?
All right.
I'm happy they there. Because I've been jacked up in here by myself talking about what to do next. All right. So anyway, but we here. We got a lot to talk about. Football, baseball, basketball. Life be life, and things on the move. We keep it moving. Coach Kirk just sent me a video and whatnot because he's actually working with the kids. He's doing basketball, so it's not like he's not working. Because I know Coach would love to be here.
Yeah, no question.
To add his 2 cent and his 3 cent and his 4 cent and his 5 cent and make his point, his valid points. Invalid points. Valid points. All right, y'all. So what's going on? Let's start off with the sports star. How was your weekend, football wise, and everything else?
I mean, it was pretty good for the most part because I mean, to me, the Bills game was disgusting because 2 days in a row. You got the same exact play, but on one guy, he made the catch, and the other guy supposedly didn't have control of the ball. But they both went to the ground. And I always thought receivers it's like the tie go to the runner. I thought the tie go to the receiver, but I guess it don't because the guy took it right out of his hands, and they said it was an interception.
I think it's a bad call. You right what you said.
Yeah,
the tie goes to the receiver.
I thought it was a bad call too, but I mean the NFL is the NFL. They do what they want to do according to the script as they wrote it. So that's the script they wrote.
All right, the Relic, you next.
My weekend was good. Shout out to went to TC. I seen little man TC yesterday. That's my friend's son. He performed at the roulette. I forgot the rest of the club name, but it's called the Roulette something. And they had award ceremonies and stuff. So it was a great performance by him. 7 years old.
All right.
Shout out to TC.
Clap it up.
That's right.
I had a great weekend and had definitely a great day yesterday in church. My pastor turned 60th. We had a great celebration for him. Happy birthday today. But today is his actual birthday, but we celebrated it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to my bishop. But it was the football. Oh man. That call was Serge's talk about is funny because they had an instance like that yesterday in the game.
The Ram game.
Right, and they gave it to the receiver. So it's kind of tricky there. But I just think Buffalo got hosed at the end. With that pass interference when they didn't call it, when a guy blatantly grabbed the Bills receiver's arm going down the sideline and no call. Now all of a sudden, when Denver get the ball, it felt like you was in Boston back in the days. Remember the Boston Garden? All the calls the Celtics get. Right. They was calling everything for them at that. I was like, yo, what's good? Come on, man, don't end a good game like that.
Hold up, Tom.
You know what I mean?
Hold up, Magnificent.
I'm just saying, man.
I said it was a treacherous tree. So on one side of the table, Serge was okay with them calls being called against the Knicks. And on the other side, you wasn't. Me and you was in the same street.
You know, I know me and Todd was going back and forth about. You had said, I want to see a good game, right? And I was like, as a fan of that team, I want to see a blowout,
right?
And this is the reasons why you don't want nothing controversial coming up. You know what I'm saying? Because that once his knee hit the ground,
he's down.
That was a catch.
He's down.
And I originally said it was good defense. When they showed the replay, his knee hit the ground. He still had the ball.
He's down. He rolls over and the guy takes it when he roll over. You can't take the ball from me.
Right.
If I roll over and then you say it's your ball.
And they showed a comparison of another game. It was I forgot what other game they showed a comparison where they ruled it a catch.
Right.
And they come back here and rule it an interception.
No, I've never seen that before. I've never seen
the inconsistencies, man. This is why
why
cats don't want to be betting. This is why I don't bet all the time. I don't bet on other games, man.
Because these refs, they call what they want when they want.
call what they want. And then you got casino scandal.
Then,
you don't know what's going on.
Right. But then, like you said.
Shout out to John Janowitz. He said, Mongo, you loser. Watch out, laugh out loud. But
he called me. Yo, shout out to you, Minion. You called me last week. We chatted.
All right. And shout out to Tiny again. Tiny, we hope you feel better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Feel better, Tiny.
Tiny spot on with his picks? Or
so far, he's still riding high. He's still riding high.
Was he gifted?
He's still riding high.
I don't know. I'm conflicted because I took Buffalo on my bet. But then I found myself rooting for Denver, right? And I'm back and forth because I don't like neither team because I'm not a Sean Payton fan, I'm like, and I'm like, there's a reason why I don't like you, but and then I'm just thinking like what you did and whatnot, and then Buffalo in the AFC East with the Jets, so I'm like, I really want the Patriots or the Bills to win, so
not the Patriots.
It's just. But the problem with that is, though, like if I'm throwing darts at management, the Jets management,
they're the worst.
They don't do what the Patriots management do.
No.
How you fall down and we down, and you fall down and you look like you level with us, and then you climb back up and we still down?
That's right.
Come on, man.
Well, those are the people you pick. Look at the coaches they pick. And look at the coach we picked.
Shout out to Warren Elliott. Shout out to John Green. Shout out to Ed Rice.
Me and my man was going at it last night. Me and Matt, he's my brother and I love him to death. But I can't blame that game on Williams, Chicago. You know what I mean? When he threw that pass and he scored the touchdown, he was the hero. All right, he threw the pass and got the interception, but his receiver didn't help him either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I was telling Matt, too. He want to compare him to the Rams quarterback, and look what he did when he got the ball. You got to take. I said, Matt, my man got 17 years experience. Right. Williams only got 2 years. Come on, bro. Right. I said this is a learning curve for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't even compare those two.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But he'll learn. But look what he brought. He brought them from the bottom to the top.
I like.
You know what I'm saying? In 2 years, he brought them from the bottom to the top. So come on.
I see why he makes me further understand why they traded Justin Fields. Why they let Justin?
Of course.
Yeah.
He's a player.
Yeah.
I seen that in college. He's a player.
Right. So I got.
You know what I'm saying?
So I do kind of forgive. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm upset, but. Like you said, he got 2 years on the game. Now, if it continues.
Hold up. I'm conflicted. Is that the correct word? What are you conflicted about if you're a Bears fan getting rid of Justin Fields?
No. But if you're not watching the game, like I wasn't watching Justin Fields like that.
And nobody else.
So you gotta wait to see him come to your team, just like y'all had to wait to see him come to your team.
No.
Some of y'all wanted him.
No, you're right.
Right. So you had to wait for him to get there.
We did say give him a shot.
Right. So
and he looked all right against Pittsburgh that game.
Right. Solid game one. Right. And he had another solid game right that year. Right.
No, I think it was all downhill.
He had another good game left. It's just that it's hard to play for a team that don't have confidence in you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Your team got to show confidence in you, and the Jets gave up easy to me too early on them.
And
You know what
we
I'm
not
saying?
in these scrimmages. We see,
Yeah.
they see stuff we don't see. We gotta wait till the game play.
But even though
They
it
see stuff
don't, what he
before the
what he
game.
got? How many years under his belt? He got 5 now. Justin
Justin?
Fields,
Yeah,
4 or
something
5.
like that.
Yeah. So they seen it right away.
It's no more to see.
Right. That's what I'm
He
saying.
don't. I don't think he got it. It's no more
Unless
to
he's
see.
a slow learner, like
Yeah,
Gino and
yeah,
other cats.
yeah.
You know?
But for what I've seen, the 5 years I've seen him play, he don't look like an NFL quarterback to me. Starting anyway.
Oh
Right.
God, he's a backup. He's a
Yeah.
But you know, when it comes to young quarterbacks, you always got to go back to the precautionary tale of Dan Marino. Dan Marino went to Super Bowl his first year
Yeah.
with the Dolphins, never sniffed it again.
Yeah.
When you got a chance to go, you got to go.
Right.
Right.
That's why that pass
the most
yesterday
of it.
that he threw, that might be the last chance he ever get to make that kind of throw again.
Yeah, right.
You just don't
No,
know.
you don't know. You don't
And
know.
it's the
Yeah.
same thing
You
with
hope not.
look at CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
First year, everybody was praising CJ and how great he is. Now, third year, people
Right.
want to get rid of CJ.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They're ready to send him to the Jets
Yep.
Right.
and stuff like that. And then you got Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, superstar first year. Second year, he got hurt. Who knows what's going to happen third year?
Right. You
It's-
just don't know
it's-
from
you
year to
never
year.
know from year to year.
Yeah.
It's just that hard. I mean, you got 2 guys, well, actually 3, because Joe Burrows got there, but he didn't win either. And Lamar and Josh Allen, both now are
Yep.
getting looked at suspiciously because even though they 2-time and 3-time MVPs, they never been to the Super Bowl.
Nope.
Right.
And everybody act like it's their fault that they didn't get there. But when you Josh Allen and you throwing the third string wide receivers all season long, and you got your team to that as
That's
far
why I
as
don't
he did,
understand. I don't understand.
how could you criticize a man
Right.
like that?
I don't
This
understand.
guy's a great quarterback.
Yes,
There's
he
very
is.
few guys in the league that's going to take that kind of squad he got. Yes, he got Cook as a running back, but he has nothing. Like they were saying today, he got Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is a mercenary. He go from team to team,
Yep.
year to year,
Yeah.
but he ain't the number 1 guy,
No.
and neither is anybody else. And they went back to Gabe Davis, and Gabe Davis had a good couple of years ago, a good year with them, but he's not a guy that you're going to
No.
say is a number 1 receiver.
No number ones on that
He ain't
team.
had a number 1 since Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
But they don't. It's all his fault. It's his fault and his fault only,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Yo, and I mean, it's interesting that Sean Payton got fired today. If anybody doesn't know
Not
that,
Sean
but
Payton.
I mean,
McDermott.
Sean McDermott.
Yeah,
oh,
McDermott.
Sean somebody, my
Sean
bad.
still there. You hate him. You
Sean
no,
McDermott.
said
no.
you don't like Sean, so that's why you're on your
I
mind. right
apologize, y'all. Sean McDermott got fired, in
And I don't
Buffalo
understand why.
because,
now.
and I don't have a justification of it, but maybe it
You
was the
understand
play
that, sir?
calling that they had an issue with.
And I say this. This is what I say to that.
I could be wrong.
And I hear y'all got y'all say you
You know how I
understand why.
feel
Y'all
about
know
play
why.
calling.
Go ahead.
Who you got lined up that's coming in to fill his shoes? That's all I want to
It's interesting because they said Brian Dable.
know.
Yeah, I
But
heard
Brian
that.
Dable was the one who made Josh Allen.
Yeah,
into
he
Josh
in the
Allen.
beginning,
So
yeah.
they got a good relationship.
Yeah, they
So
got a
maybe
good
he might be
relationship,
the
but-
right guy for that job.
But-
We'll see.
And after 10 years, it's like anything else. Once you've been there for a long time, just like Tomlin, just like Harbaugh, your voice doesn't carry the same weight that it used to.
But it makes me feel like what you just said, Serge. It's like you blaming him for their losses when they didn't have no horses.
Right.
So you're gonna blame them for this. You're gonna blame him for this. I understand in previous years, you know, if you was gonna fire him to me after that 13-second comeback that Kansas City did, when they went down the field after they
Should've
got the
got fired
13, you should have got fired then. You know, you can. It's hard for me to blame him for this when the guy took him as far as he could take him,
And they got robbed.
and they got robbed.
They did get robbed.
And Josh missed that pass to the tight end that would have been a touchdown and would have sealed the game.
Dave
You know, so you
Yeah.
blame that on the quarterback?
Dave
All right,
said
y'all help me out though.
I mean, the coach?
I mean, again,
Somebody got to take the fall.
Yeah, that's what it
but
is.
y'all help me out.
I'm gonna make y'all laugh in a minute.
We all
My
all
wife
Jet
said
fans,
today.
right?
Yeah,
We Jet fans,
except for one.
right? Except for the relic.
still a nation.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Too late for that. That was where you're supposed to
Where
step
you-
when you
where your
introduce-
terrible-
What it says.
Look. Where your terrible towel at?
Being
I
terrible
wipe
at
my-
home.
I'm gonna say I wiped my A with
Yeah,
it.
I know you did. You might as well have.
So,
At least use
We
it
gonna
to clean the
talk
car.
about them coach firings. We gonna
So,
talk about
yeah,
all of it.
but like Buffalo to a degree, like they good. They well beyond our scope of cheering, and you know we as Jet fans, you know you try to see if they fight good in the conference, but Buffalo pretty much manhandled us throughout the years while Josh Allen was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm not really. I mean, the way I'm cheering, I'm not really happy if they get there and the Jets don't even have a say so in the equation. So I'm like, lose. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they got some bad calls, but also there was some calls that was questionable on the other side where Buffalo was holding and the refs let them rock. You know, there was a few plays.
There's an
so
argument.
I agree with like how the receiver was cuffing them and the game on the line, and they should have called that. That should have been a first down. And then in real time, when I'm seeing them running down the field and the receiver grabbed the guy on the second play, and then he got the unsportsmanlike, I was like, at first I was like, no. But then when they showed on replay, he was all over.
No, the second call was legit.
And then,
then
he was just so heated, and his
emotions got the better of him.
Right, and he just helped give the game away. So like, if the further out you are, there's a chance you might miss it. But
the emotions got the better of them.
But I mean, I think that they got some unfair calls, but I mean,
look, let me
football.
Let me say this: you had 10 years there. Right? That's how many years you had, right?
Something like that. 9 or 10, yeah.
You got the Patriots with Brady dominating the division. Now Brady's gone. You got a 5-year. How long he's been gone? 5-6 years? Now you got a 5-year window. No Brady. Jets ain't doing well. Miami ain't doing well. Now you don't get there, and lo and behold, the Patriots is back again.
Right.
You don't think that weighs on ownership?
That might be part of the cause why they fired them.
It's like, yo, they back.
Yeah.
And you ain't did nothing in that window where you had that, and, I feel bad for them too it takes me back to John Madden when John Madden coached the Raiders. He was there, 7 years? And then they finally went to the Super Bowl. He was having all those little close games and they was losing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of remind me of that, even though he's been there longer. And me personally, I wouldn't have fired him because there's a lot of unfortunate stuff that happens in the games.
And then you lost receivers.
Right. So it's unfortunate. Overall, he's still a good coach to me. You know what I'm saying?
I think he'll land on his feet.
He's definitely going to land on his
feet. He might go to Pittsburgh.
And that's what I was going to say. When Green was like, who y'all going to get? We still got time.
Yeah.
This cat's still getting fired, as you see. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's the best one in the bunch right now to me.
And if you could get somebody before the draft, you got to the draft.
I got to make it.
NFL draft.
I got to make you laugh because my wife is seeing all this. We watched to get up this morning, and she says to me, "So the Chicago Colts gonna get fired? They got to blame somebody." I was like, "Nah, baby, hold on."
I think you got to receiver might be gone. He might need a job.
I said, "You got to understand what this guy. He brought them out of the ashes to where he's at. Nobody expected him." But she said, everybody else getting fired. You got to blame somebody. They ain't gonna give it the quarterback, so he got to get fired too. Right? I said, "Nah, he gonna hang in there. He ain't getting fired." Nah.
He got a young quarterback.
He's just as his fault for that losing that game for not kicking field goals as anybody else.
But it's funny. I didn't want to go, do the thing we do. I can't think of the thread. But I was listening to y'all talk about that field goal, and I'm laughing because I said, "That's past us, guys. They ain't playing football like that. We old heads. They not playing football like that no more." No. Everything is good. Let me ask y'all this question.
We old heads. But if y'all watch the halftime show, Ryan Clark and Tony Dungy both said, "Kick field goals, win the game."
I get it.
Both said that.
I get it.
I said to myself, finally, I got somebody on my
side. I heard you.
I said, old time football is small.
But they don't play like that no more. I just, it's just. Now this is the question. I heard this today. When he threw the Hail Mary, and they scored. Should they have gone for 2? They were saying he should have went for 2.
Nah.
They saying he should have.
Nah.
I don't think so. I say kick it and play on.
That's what
I agree.
But
they were saying he was at home. They said he should have went for 2. Then if you lose,
right, you lost anyway,
right?
So it wouldn't have mattered. But I don't know. I say go for the OT.
That's what I say. But they were saying today, Dan Orlovsky him and Rex Ryan was saying they should have went for 2. You supposed to go for 2. I said, I don't know if I agree with that.
Let me shout out a couple of people.
If
Shout
I'm
out
at home
to Bruce Perry,
Usually
Noel
they say on the
Franco,
road you can go for 2.
Right.
New York Nez, Warren Elliott, my cousin Arnold J, Gregory Pringle, Marquito Green. Shout out to everybody paying attention.
What's up?
Like
What's
and
up, everybody?
subscribe. We are on Facebook and on YouTube. It's first stop to the next stop. We are rocking out here. We a little short casted. Usually we have a full house. Some people accuse me of being a miser because it's like negative 30 degrees here, and it's like a skeleton crew. But next week it'll be cold, and everybody will be up in here.
Fully loaded.
All right. Lock and load and ready to go. And we down to 14, man.
Todd already saying,
Nah, I'll be
I'm
here.
not, I don't know.
Nah, I'm gonna be
no.
here.
All
gonna
right,
be
so
You ain't going to Delaware?
I'll
oops.
be here.
It's colder there.
Is it colder in Delaware than it is
It
up here?
might be.
No, it's usually a 5 degree difference warmer down there than here.
Oh, okay.
But it's cold. It's cold. It's cold everywhere though.
In the,
No.
in
Yeah,
the
but
southern
still
It's
hemisphere.
not like he's going to Maine.
I know.
Exactly.
That's true. I would say he's still surrounded by water, but you're right. That water's coming off the edge.
Well, he's in Delaware. He's surrounded by everything. It's a little state.
Exactly.
Him- That and Rhode
Exactly.
Island probably 2 smallest states in
Exactly.
the whole union.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. So I just don't understand. I don't know. I was kind of conflicted that word you used with McDermott. I get it. The 10 years you ain't take us there. Like sir, you guys say if Dable gets the job, it makes sense because he's the one that tutored Josh Allen in the beginning and made him what he is. I want to say, but time is ticking for him too. And he took the blame. You see that interview with him after the game?
I didn't.
Josh Allen. None of y'all seen that?
Nah, I didn't.
Oh, he cried like a
right?
baby.
Yeah, he cried. Yeah.
Like I put everything
I
on
seen the
him.
clip
Y'all
of
didn't
it,
see that?
but I
Yeah,
didn't
Google.
watch the whole
When you
thing.
get a chance, Google it or YouTube it, whatever. But he cried like a baby. He said, "Yo, he put all the blame on him," and it's kind of hard to see that, man. It's you did everything in what you could do for this team. You carried them on your back the whole year. You know what I'm saying? And
I saw the coach's interview.
yeah, his interview it touched me. It touched me. He took it bad.
The coach took it bad too. But
he
do you
took- he
think they
feels
was on the
sorry for-
same page, or like if Allen, like say with the firing, is Allen upset or like because they
He might
fired
demand a trade.
the coach?
I don't know if he had. I don't know if he was
That's what I'm
privy
just
to
saying.
it. They didn't talk about that.
Right.
If he was privy to, because my wife even asked me that question. She's learning a lot hanging out with me watching these games and see what's going on
All right.
behind
So
the scenes.
next time there's an open seat,
Gotta
Sharon.
bring her in, right?
Next
Come
time
on.
there's an open seat
Right.
up in here, Sharon, and the key to it is going against the grain. What your husband say, all right? Wanda, same thing.
Yeah, go get the drink.
Relic, me and you gotta get some girlfriend.
Really got girl. At least he told us
What's her
that.
name? What's her name, Mike? Well, I don't know. I don't know if she'll come in. Here.
I don't want to say that, Sergio. That was a setup question, Sergio.
I don't know if she'll
You
come
know,
in here.
I gotta say something.
You almost had me going
I
there.
almost had you go.
But
All right, listen.
But anyway,
Listen,
yeah, but
we ain't
it's
gonna
that.
throw no more stone.
Yeah.
I heard that he might have knew ahead of time that if they didn't win that's who was gonna
That was
happen.
gonna
That
happen.
was part of the
Okay.
reason he was upset.
Because he
about-
knew he let him
He
down.
kind of let him down. that
Okay.
he kind of had inside info that if they don't win, that somebody was gonna go.
Because they did that with Lamar Jackson. They tried to ask him that. And he said, "Yo, it's too soon to ask me that question."
Right.
And then right after that, they fired him. You know what I'm saying?
But then 2 days later, he's suggested people will be his coach.
Right. Right. So what
how
does that
look?
say?
Right.
Exactly.
How that look?
Exactly.
The pressure's off.
Exactly.
Now-
Exactly.
Now my head
How did-
is clear.
How did that? Yeah.
My head is clear. I can suggest.
2 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I want this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right now, huh? Yeah, you know.
Oh, y'all let him go? Okay.
Yeah.
It'll scroll out.
It's wick. But that's a good question too, because I was, talking to my cousin. We used to ask, like, when you got quarterbacks, in the stature of Lamar and Josh, and some of these guys, do you involve them in the coaches? Like you said, do you go to them and let them know if we don't win, we might let the coach go. If we let the coach go, who do you want to bring? You want to have I know the guy in Baltimore said Lamar better bring his behind in here. He better travel wherever he got to come to. We're gonna hold 8-hour meetings. He better be here to have his. He not making a decision, but he better be here. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's good if management is letting you have a say in it. You know what I mean? Because this is your team.
I mean, right?
So,
You the star,
right.
You should have some input,
Right?
Because you really want somebody talking to you that, I mean, not so much kiss your butt, but like y'all need to be on the same page.
Exactly.
As far as leading the team and whatnot, but like, well,
They was even talking about Dable being an offensive coach, his next job, and now since that Bill job is opening up, he may stay a head coach. It makes sense.
Yeah, they talk about Tennessee want him too though for head coach.
Oh,
they
yeah.
want him to coach Cam Ward.
So,
yes, I did hear that. Yes.
So isn't it funny though? It's like a fraternity for some coaches that they sort of get recycled back into the system.
Except for our people.
Absolutely.
Was that where you going? I don't know. Was you going there?
I wasn't going there, but I concur because like Mongo, he put the kibosh on Tomlin, and he may not get another job.
Guys want him. Guys want him. They was talking about that today. But what you call him? Who's the guy who always get all the news? What's my man name? Short guy.
The one that got up when
what's his name? I can't think of his name right now, but he gets all the news first. He said Tomlin's definitely not coaching this year. I truly believe. Well, his wife already said it. She don't want to. He's getting paid to stay home. He said at least for this year.
And he's gonna do TV.
So it's typical.
So he's getting paid to stay home. He's getting paid very good to stay home. So they probably said he'll probably sit this one out next year. We'll see. But this year, I think he want to spend time with the family.
But
so.
isn't that
funny when you don't forget that coaches for dummies book, okay?
But valid. You don't care. You want to be on the other
side. No, he cares. Listen.
You want to be on the other side of
Jay, he cares. He can't keep his name out his mouth.
Don't listen to Kate.
He can't.
Did you buy him a blow up doll?
Don't do it right now, Todd. Don't do it right now, okay? All right.
You can't keep his name out his mouth. There's too many cameras
here right now. Don't do it right now.
You can't.
I'll come off the top rope.
You can't.
Come off the top.
You can't.
Fall down?
Let me explain something to you. He ain't gonna move. He gonna sit back like this and
just catch you, huh?
That's what he did.
No, catch the elbow.
Oh, catch the elbow.
Let me say this.
Okay.
This is a totally different situation than the Bills and the Ravens. All right. Y'all already, like I said, he was making so many silly calls. Like they even got a list of everything that. When was the worst time you had for Tomlin? And catch his name and stuff I forgot about. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he lost.
Former players are saying that?
No, fans. The games they watched.
Oh, okay.
And we know Harrison went in on him.
Harrison is a sucker.
No, Harrison went in on him.
Well, guess what? Guess who ain't getting invited to the party? Because
he's
gonna make it.
He don't care.
Because he's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
I don't care about the Hall of Fame.
No, he's gonna make it. I'm talking about Harrison.
No.
Let me go, Margo.
Let me tell you something.
He's going to the Hall of Fame.
That's Margo.
I'm gonna tell you who he was and who he wound up becoming.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
When he first came into the league, he was Barry Switzer. Can you relate to that? Jimmy Johnson had the team, took them to the Super Bowl, left. Barry Switzer picked up the team, took them to the Super Bowl. Barry Switzer, after he got that Super Bowl with Cowboys, he left. Right?
Yeah.
That was Tomlin. He got the game with after Cowher left and got the Super Bowl. Right? Then he became Tom Landry. Going to the playoffs, nothing is happening. Going to the playoffs until that's it.
So
those are the two coaches that he became early in his career. I'm talking about after when he got to the 80s, they was always in the playoffs, and he got the 20 winning seasons just like Tomlin, but nothing was happening.
GM Mongo, help us out. So
no, he got fired.
So
however he got.
What year did you decide was the last straw? Because you came in here, and that's why
we should have lost to Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow got a 1-1 record.
I got you.
One of them is against
that was
that I don't know if that the start of it was when he was going for 2 every game against every touchdown against the Cowboys. And I don't want to lose to the Cowboys. There's a few teams I don't want to lose to, and the Cowboys is one of them.
So you saying Tomlin just laid down?
He went for 2 every touchdown. I put that in the chat for y'all to look at. Every touchdown he went for 2, and we lost by 5.
Oh, shout out to Eddie Ferguson. He said you 100, Steal a Nation, your boy.
Thank you.
All right.
So now the other game is the Tim
And it was
Tebow
Adam
game.
Scheffler who
Right.
And let me say this last thing. When Tomlin got the team, Big Ben was a game manager. Ben is one of them quarterbacks that got better as the years went on. 300 and 500 yard game, 50,000 yards, mad comebacks. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. What?
As Ben got better, nothing happened. We went to the
You
playoffs.
saying that Tomlin didn't help develop his growth?
What I'm saying is Tomlin was the coach of these teams.
Yes.
We lost to what's it, Blake Bortles? What's Bortles' first name? The
Blake.
dude that played for the
Yeah.
Jaguars.
Blake.
We
Blake.
lost to them in the playoffs.
Now let me. This is
How many
this
times
is
we
this
gonna-
is
and no, this is
the
what
problem
this is
I
what,
have.
Hold
This
on,
is the
hold on,
problem.
Todd.
Go ahead. I'll
This
let
is
you
what
finish.
Josh. This is what McDermott is going through right now. It's the same thing.
But
we gotta
this
let
is
you go.
this is my question. Who's playing the game?
The players.
How come the coach got to get the blame all the time? He's not playing.
Is it?
You got to make a play. You got to make a play.
Is this the first time that a coach?
You got to make a play.
This been throughout centuries.
I say this. This is what I say for playing this game.
The coach gets the
This is what I say for
they have
playing.
the chopping block.
I play. I don't. This is what
I
I say.
got you. I got you.
I know I got a coach on the sideline.
Mhm.
I don't need my coach to tell me what to do when I'm playing
Right.
in the game, because I feel the
Right.
game. I'm playing in the game,
Right.
and I know what needs to be done in the game.
Right.
I don't need my coach to tell me what
I
to do.
agree with you 100%.
Sometimes they got to be, and we know in this sport, because they invest so money into these players, they're not going to fire the players. They're going to fire the coach, and I
got
get
you.
that.
Right.
But he's not on the field playing.
But
You're on the field playing.
Right.
You got to make a play.
But you also got
You gotta
the
make a
team in
play.
a great position to win the game. You
Yeah.
can't be 4th and 2 at the goal line with 2 seconds left in the first half, and you don't take that field goal.
I can
It's-
understand.
it's-
That I can
Yeah, but now
understand.
you multiply that by so
Too
many
many
years.
times, and you
Right,
want, you know,
right,
yeah, I get
exactly.
it. But
And so you
Serge
gotta
brought
go.
that up yesterday. They could have, if you'd have took the 2 field goals twice, you wouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying? You could have just needed a field goal to win the game.
Right.
Instead of trying
But
to get
see-
up.
But
to
see,
get
you
the
can't sit here
touchdown.
and say his excuses is we're playing to win. So 3 points don't play to win.
Right. You
That's
you got to
the
come
thing,
with
man.
points.
The
Well, we'll
points-
see how
keep
we
the
came
points
up
on the
when we
board.
came up watching the games during, back in the day,
Mhm.
in the 80s and whatever, in the 90s. They took those points because they add up at the
Exactly.
end. They took
And,
that
and we
point.
didn't have a 2-point conversion. See,
No.
that changes stuff now
Yeah.
for these
Right.
guys.
They
Right.
changed
They
a
didn't
whole
have
lot of
it. Right.
strategy.
Right.
Just like the 3-point shot changed
Right.
everything.
Right.
And that's what, like,
And that's why I was
I
telling
sit
you-
when we
Yeah.
sit, and I tell you, when I sit and watch the game now, a lot of times I don't even watch the whole game.
Right.
I turn it because I can't
Right.
stand. Everybody's coming out yakking. Everybody,
Right.
yakking. Everybody, and I'm going like, yo, you gotta,
Man.
you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
I'm like, I
That's
can't watch.
Tomlin calling.
What you see
I
in the
can't
movie?
be. I can't be watching
But
these
see, this
games
is
like
why
that,
this is
man.
why in the chat I said analytics in football ain't analytics
No,
in
every
basketball.
sport is different.
You know what I'm saying?
Every sport, the analytics
Right,
is
because the
different. in every
analytics
sport.
in football, that missed field goal could cost you the game
At the end,
later.
yes, it can.
You can miss a few threes in basketball. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're jacking up 50
Yeah, but you can't jack up 50 and
and
miss
shoot 23%.
Right,
Right. You can't
You
shoot
can't shoot
23%.
20%.
Right.
right.
All
Right.
let me-
So analytics is jacking up sports completely.
Completely.
It's like I
Because
said,
you're
it
taking
takes,
the coaching out
right,
of it.
it
Right.
takes all the guts out
Yes,
of the game.
right,
You're
yes.
not coaching with
Right.
guts anymore. Your feelings
You're going by
don't
what
matter.
some say on a piece
It's
of
what,
paper.
Right,
Right.
what the numbers say
Yeah.
and what your GM is telling
Right.
you have to do now. Not what you want to do, what they're telling
Right.
you to do.
Shout out to
Coaches don't- maybe GM should be fired.
Todd because I think we finally got him on board. Shout out to Todd.
All right, let me say this. All right, y'all. Shout out to my cousin Lou Breezy. All right, so let me say this. It's the first half hour of First Stop to the Next Stop. It's Super Dave. Shout out to Coach Kirk. Serge the Sports Star.
Yeah.
Slick the
The
Relic.
living fossil.
Todd the Magnificent.
In the building.
Shout out to G Money and Tiny.
Yes,
Not
sir.
in the building.
All right. On assignment. All right. So we're going to say this is Martin Luther King's birthday. Shout out to the great Dr. Martin Luther King, 97 years old today. The phone lines is open. The number is 516-206-0711. If you would like to call up and say something profound about the great Martin Luther King, cool. If you would like to call up and share your football thoughts with us, because the Relic is having a great moment. But we gotta bury it today because like next week he can't come up in here and talk about we got the time is gone and then say that. Well, maybe because it's gonna take some time to get out of the system. But again, 516-206-0711.
We want to talk about
Let's
some
go.
phony Niners. That's what we want.
Ooh.
You know who we want to call.
All right, so Franco also
They got
said
smashed.
all us New Yorkers and nobody got on NY hats and whatnot. Ain't nothing to New Yorker about right now. So
Except this cold. That's it.
right. So
Tar got on a jet hat.
That's a Puma hat.
So
You know what?
let me
Puma.
Yeah, but it's green.
Yeah.
let me say this also.
They can't see the logo.
Yeah,
So-
right.
Remember, I had said
yeah, they good.
when we lost that Texan game,
Right.
the difference of the game, because it was 7-6 going in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
All right. Our offense ain't step up like they should have. Now, when you watch them against the Pats played a better offense. They played better. Offensively was played better. We missed some passes. Some passes was dropped. You know what I'm saying? Our defense played just as good as their defense. We had strip fumbles.
I'm sorry. I just
We had 2 strip sacks. We had an interception at the 2-yard line. They played their butts off.
all right. In the
The
beginning,
offense didn't play well.
well, excuse me. The offense.
And we collapsed in the
Well,
fourth
they
quarter.
got
think
they
that-
got
yes.
2 TDs on defense.
yes, but
No,
I
this
think
was-
Yeah,
I think the
you talk about-
offense.
I'm
Yes.
so, right.
they
right.
scored 2 TDs
Right.
against y'all.
I
Right.
think the
With
offensive
the
line
defense did.
held up as long
Well,
as they could.
Well, I told y'all last week the offensive line is going to be the question mark. I said that.
Well, they
know what I'm
they
saying?
fought them for 3 quarters, and then I
Right,
think
so-
the Texans
Right.
beat them
So
in
the second
submission.
fumble was the second touchdown was desperation. We was desperate. You know what I'm saying?
But
Well,
John-
Metcalf dropped the
John
pass.
Green said the 49ers fans will not call today.
thanks, John. But the Patriots, their offense wasn't that good yesterday.
No,
It
they
wasn't.
wasn't.
It wasn't.
No, they
And-
wasn't.
But it was better than ours.
Barely, because they scored a defensive touchdown too,
Yes.
Right.
and
They
There
defense
was
put them
2
in
plays,
positions to
right.
score.
there
Right.
was 2 plays where the Texans, instead of trying to scoop the ball up,
Right.
they
Tried
just
to-
fell on it,
Yes.
Right. They
Yes.
and they would have had the
running-
ball at the 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they would have had
Yes.
the ball inside the 50
Yes.
twice.
Yes.
And that might have turned the whole game around.
Yep.
As bad as Stroud played,
Yep.
they were
They
still
could've
in the
pulled that
game.
out,
And they
right.
still
True.
could have won the game
Yeah,
because they
could've won the
played
game.
a much better game overall than the Patriots did. The Patriots got lucky yesterday. They
I
really
agree.
did.
I agree. I agree.
So
Because they wasn't that great. They should have lost both of them fumbles. Anderson stood over it and tried to pick it up. And then the other guy, I forget who it was, he was
tried to
trying to
pick
pick it up too
Right.
It
at
was
the
55.
5.
Right.
When all you got to do is fall
The guy
on
that
it.
you-
But
fall on it.
how many fumbles and how many interceptions did Stroud have yesterday?
5.
Yeah, he was just.
That was pretty bad.
Some of them was
And
bad.
New England had 4.
Yeah, they had 4.
New England had 4.
It wasn't like, and they had less total
Yeah.
yards than
Shout out to
The Texans
Kevin
had-
Godfrey. A lot of people call him for Green.
The,
They want to know what Green is.
You know
the
what's-
only thing, let me yeah.
No, I was
Sorry.
gonna go off topic. I was just gonna say I've never seen so many 49er negative memes.
Oh,
Cause I
boy.
thought the Cowboys get the most. The
They do.
49ers
Yeah.
get a lot.
Yeah.
No.
there's a lot of hate for the 49ers.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes, it is. You know why? Because when you got a quarterback doing that dance and stuff, when he was scoring, when he was winning, you know what I'm saying? Again,
Right,
he's all
right.
happy, skipping, doing that dance.
Green.
And what he
Green.
doing now?
I do have a Green sign. He said, "Good day, my brothers." I Green. The line is open for you, sir.
I got a question for you guys.
if you
At
feel
this
up to it.
at this time, you
We
know,
are
we are
thirsty.
with these owners and all the money they make with these stadiums. Do you think everybody should have a dome, at least a roof over their stadium, so the games could be played out of, in better elements? Or do you like the
I like
games
the
in
weather.
elements?
I like the football. I like it the way it is.
You like
Me
it?
personally,
I think that sometimes
Yeah, football is an outdoor
right.
sport.
I think football should be played
Played
in the
out.
elements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know
whatnot.
some guys, I know some friends of mine I talk, they crying for that.
Really?
And
They want
everybody-
everybody to have a dome?
Yeah,
They want
say
it
this
more
is-
equal. That's what they want.
Yeah, so they don't have to,
Nah, kid, come to the
But-
mud, kid.
Yeah. I play the game. I like playing in elements
Come
myself.
to the
So
mud.
it's fun playing in those elements. You might not
Yeah.
want to sit in the game, sit in the stands in
Right.
those elements,
That's probably what it is.
but it's fun playing in it.
Let me
Yeah.
give y'all a
Mhm.
score update. OKC just beat the brakes off of the Cavs, 134 to 104. The Knicks.
What's Kenny doing? Let me ask you.
Here we go. Why
So what's Kenny
you,
doing?
why you
You
give
know,
the update, man?
I know. Oh,
Let's go.
I know who this is. Of course. All right, let's go.
Get
Talk
your
about
Mongo
it, brother.
in here.
Talk about it.
what's going on, caller? How you doing? Who we got on the line? Who we got on the line?
Thirsty.
Listen, first of all, I would like to say, everybody that's under the sound of my voice, make sure you save this time, 4:30 to 6:30. Let your alarm clock go off at 4:30 and 4:35 to remind you that the best radio show is on the air Mondays only. This is the sports talk that we've been waiting for. Once the weekend ends, we wait for 4:30 to call in to voice our opinion on our teams and sports and whatever else you got on your mind.
All right.
First,
Thanks
I
for the
would like
plug,
to
my
say
brother.
congratulations to all the winners up there that have placed a bet. I will be sending out y'all monies with the EIES to y'all because I will cover every last one of those bets. Second of all, I would like to say this was a great football weekend again. We had some damn good football all the way down to the fourth quarter, except the 49er game. They just got beat up from start to finish.
That's true.
There you go.
You know, so that's the only game that got rocked. Everybody else, you couldn't even walk away from your TV. You had to turn it up when you walk away because you wanted to know what was going on. And I would actually say it was a heck of a game, but I did not like the way that Bills game was called.
Not at
I
all.
think that could have. That just ooh, and then to watch the owners do the coach dirty today. That was shocking to me. I did not think that he was going to get fired.
Got the job
Right.
for the
No,
job.
not at all. I think everybody was surprised with that
Miami
this morning.
Dolphins.
I don't think it. I don't. Hey, I'm a sports guy, but when it flashed across my screen, I looked at it like, what? They fired him.
Yeah,
I was like, wow,
yeah.
that's kind of different for me. I wasn't expecting that at all. Especially after what he has been able to do with that team.
Yeah, Green, pause for a second, sir.
Just 1 second.
Sure.
Two quick breaking news. The Miami Dolphins have signed the Green Bay defensive coordinator Halfley for the head coach job, and Eric Bieniemy is coming back to the Chiefs as the offensive coordinator.
Wow.
Really?
He was with
Yeah.
Washington, right? I think he was with Washington.
He's coming back.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Wait. So they taking a defensive coordinator
From the Green
from
Bay
Green
Packers
Bay.
Just
to
make
go
the coach
to
of
be
the
So
the
is
coach
Rams.
of the
Tomlin,
Dolphins.
is Tomlin trying to get a job?
No,
What we doing there?
Spend his time.
Tomlin's not
he
coaching
took a
this
year
year.
off.
It's a
Taking a
family
year
thing.
off.
He
Yeah.
took a year off.
Nah, his
Oh, he
wife
taking
don't
a year
want him to
off.
coach this
Yeah,
year.
he don't want to coach this year. He took a year off.
TV analyst.
Yeah.
Oh, that means they're gonna rehire
She
him.
wanna
Because the
spend
coach
time-
they're gonna
she
bring in
wanna
there
spend
now.
time
The
with
coach
him.
they're gonna bring in now gonna probably be trash.
Yeah. But
They're gonna
interesting.
probably have to
Interesting.
rehire him because the coach they're gonna bring in there is trash.
Well,
So,
well,
it is what it is.
That remains to be seen. They got to go through the process of looking for somebody.
Who the coach of who? Pittsburgh?
Yeah, they got to look for.
Well, they
somebody.
can get the
Pittsburgh,
coach.
yeah.
They can get the coach of the Buffalo now, McDermott.
Hey, we gonna find some.
I'll look at him.
We'll find some.
They gotta
If that's if he
Mongo,
want that
not
job
you.
with that organization.
Their resume shows that
It ain't like it ain't like their award-winning team. That team ain't got no quarterback.
Well, they
You
gotta
don't,
get
you don't know what we got, dude. You don't know what we got.
Listen, dog.
All right.
Listen, dog.
Hold on
Right
for a minute.
now.
Hold on. Let me get this right.
Listen,
Hold on.
dog. I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm trying to be nice to you on
You
the
gotta
air.
be nice to
So,
me, kid.
your team do not have a quarterback.
You don't know
because
what we
Aaron
got.
Rodgers did not say that he was
Listen,
coming back to that squad. again.
Listen, you don't
They
know
did
what we
mention it.
have.
Earlier today.
some of the players, some prominent players on Pittsburgh do want him back.
Want
I
him
know.
back.
I know Haywood and somebody else
Oh.
said they want him back.
Come on in.
Mongo want him back too.
Like I said before, we got 7 picks in the first 4 rounds of the draft. We haven't seen Will Howard play, so you don't know what's going on right now. We got to wait till preseason to see what's actually going down.
Yeah, okay. If you
So
think,
I'm gonna wait.
if you actually think, if you actually think you're gonna get a team, you're gonna get a quarterback fresh out of that market over there.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Listen, bro. Didn't we already make a bet that that team ain't going? No, that was the Nets.
Yeah, that
Let's
was
do it for the
right.
Steelers.
Thank
too.
you.
Let's do it for
Exactly.
the.
You know better. You know better.
That y'all ain't winning no. Y'all
know
ain't winning
better.
no championship in the next 10 years. Y'all ain't winning jack. Nothing.
You're switching sports now.
Y'all ain't
Ray.
winning nothing.
You're switching
You know what
sports
nothing
now.
stands
We're talking
for,
about
right?
football.
Zero. Y'all in the next 10 years, your team will not win no Super Bowl in the next 10 years.
Okay. All right.
Those are big
So-
words, man. The
Very.
Knicks could. The
I mean,
Knicks,
that could happen. Like, you know,
the
teams.
the Jets could possibly win in the next 10 years.
I don't believe it.
Me neither, but I like to say
Man,
it.
please.
Anything can happen.
I don't believe it.
Listen, I'm not trying to say anything because I know some of y'all are Jet fans. That is a very very dysfunctional
Very.
organization.
I agree.
I mean, Lord, that's when you look at Todd said it's the owner. I say it's the GM or whoever. That is a very dysfunctional organization over
Very
there.
much.
I don't even think they step on their own toes every year. But I would like to say this. For the ones that rooted against my team, congratulations. What? Congratulations. With the butt attached to it. Congratulations. But you can guarantee next year with a healthy squad in the draft pick and the cap room that's coming into that organization, the 49ers will be one of the 4 teams left to show down next year to go into the Super Bowl.
You think so?
I know that for a fact. We can put that on the bet right now.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Well,
And it's always
Let's
Mongo in the back heckling and everything else. Mongo, easy. It's all right.
Listen,
You couldn't make that bet about your
Listen,
squad
we
because
give-
you know
we
they
give-
trash.
Let me tell you
What-
something.
what-
I
what-
told you.
let me
and I'ma
put
tell
hot
you
trash
over-
in front
I'ma
of it.
tell you over and over again. When it come to the refs and when it came to Tomlin, I wasn't betting on no games. All right,
Understand.
I
Why would you-
explained
let me
that
ask
to
you a
you.
question.
I'm gonna tell
From
you.
last week
Go
to
ahead, I'm gonna let you go.
from
first.
last
Go
week
ahead.
to this week, why do you sitting here saying that the ref only to me was the only bad call was
Only
the
it was
Bills
more than
game.
one only. If you're saying only
in the
meaning
Bills
one,
game.
it was
I didn't like
more
the,
than
I didn't like
one.
the way the Bills. I didn't like the way the Bills got handled at the end, and I think that
They
call
decided the
with
outcome,
that,
the outcome of
defensive-
that game. They definitely did. I
they
agree.
decided that outcome, and
Yeah,
I
they
think
did.
that call was kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
it's like, can we sit here and say, yeah, they blew the game? Yeah, the Bills blew that game, but at the same time, though, they had a little help over there.
Yeah,
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you this, and
I agree with you on that one.
I
Yeah.
don't think that your team will win a Super Bowl with Purdy being the
For
quarterback.
the next 20 years.
I'm just saying as long as I won't say. I just say as long as Purdy's being the
You can say
quarterback.
20 years, Todd.
I don't think that he's
Say what
gonna
you
make.
wanna-
He's
say
gonna
what
get
you
it.
mean,
Get them a
kid.
championship, a Super Bowl. I don't.
You don't think he has?
No.
You don't not just you don't think he has? How would you put it?
I
How
don't
do
think
you
he.
put this?
I don't think he has
You
the
don't think he has the
fortitude.
football knowledge? You
No.
don't think he has the football
He gets
IQ for it? You
rattled
don't
when
think
you
his
put-
IQ's high enough?
When you put heat on him, he gets rattled. He gets rattled.
We'll know what happens if they draft another quarterback. Then we'll know that they lost.
Well, listen, bro. Who's their second string quarterback? They always you can look
The guy
at a
from
lot of
Alabama,
NFL teams.
Matt Jones.
A lot of NFL teams always will draft a quarterback.
Yeah,
Matt
you
Jones-
got a
Depending on who they-
backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I say
After
Mac
now,
Jones
If
did
they're going to
good.
draft
Yeah.
up or draft down for one is one thing.
Well, Mac Jones might get the look if he struggles.
Yeah, you got a good Matt Jones is good. You got a good backup quarterback there.
He's there for one more season with them.
Yeah.
He's there for only just one more season with them. But then you don't have to, like, I don't know, when you got teams like the 49ers and stuff like that and you got a backup quarterback in Matt Jones, you might say, hey, on the last draft pick, let's just grab this guy if he's available.
Because you got to think about this. What you call him ain't gonna play next year because you're gonna lose your tight end Kittles. And
Yeah, he's not going to be ready for
No.
next year.
And McCaffrey's beat up, bro. The wear and tear on McCaffrey, he still got game. Don't get me wrong, he's a tough cookie, but he's getting beat up. I don't know what he got left.
If they get a second, listen, Robinson came in this year. And he did a heck of a job. He's a free agent again, but they might pick Robinson back up, or they might get a young boy and get somebody else. I don't know. I know they draft well. The 49ers do draft well when it comes down to drafting players and developing them.
They do.
They do draft well.
I respect his coach. He know the game, but it seems like they can't get over that hump because he's a great.
And I'm hoping Robin Saleh stays. I'm hoping Robin Saleh stays put. So every time that thing go off, I'm trying to see that hopefully he stays put and they don't pick him and he stays with the 49ers.
Right. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's a good
developer.
Coordinator.
Still a head coach. He's a good coordinator.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think he was in a good situation when he went to the Jets?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. So he deserved a second look. Now, if he goes somewhere else and it's real bad, there's certain teams that, coaches sometimes they take a chance with him. Like if you look at the Texans coach, that was a 49ers defensive coach. But when he went over there to a pretty decent organization that's going to, listen to the coach and listen to how they're going to build this.
Well, he played for them too. He played for you.
You go to right, and you go to the Jets. You're basically committing suicide to your career because they're going to say you are not a winning coach because of those last 10 losses you took over there. So it's like that's not a good organization that anybody wants to just walk into. Say that's just like what else is left for me? That's the only team that's going to take a chance on.
No, I agree. It's going to take a lot to get somebody to come to New York, man. To these Jets team, they got to
take a lot, and then on top of that,
they
got to be the right chemistry too, Todd. They got to be the right GM and the right coach at the right time.
Yeah, you got to get some good people in place, and they don't have it, man.
Shout out to Coach Kirk.
They don't have it.
Well, they got a lot of options now. They just got to pay them the money. The money will bring somebody.
Yeah.
And
the culture, but the
what they always say, the culture.
Somebody with a better IQ.
Right. You got to change. You got to get somebody that can come in there and change that culture.
Right.
That's what you need.
Right. You got to get somebody that come in there with a better IQ for the game because that coach right there that's still there right now, who's still there, that dude is like on a hot seat.
How many years has he been in there?
One.
Right.
That was his first year, and this year is gonna be his last year if he make it through the season.
Right.
If they go 3-14, he gone.
Yeah.
If they go 7-9,
I don't even think he's gonna get the 14 games.
You don't think he's gonna finish the season?
I don't let him go. Probably after his about his ninth game, or maybe his 10th game. He might last that long if that team is still stinking up the joint.
What we really need to know is how you feel after you got your boat whipped. That's what we want to know.
Listen, bro.
I'm just saying.
Listen. Let me tell you something.
That's what we want to know.
I don't feel a certain way because when my team started without a quarterback and we still managed to get through a lot of other teams.
We understand.
And I don't know why that. And I get to see the Cowboy fans. And I get to see all the Philly fans. They making jokes. Oh, your team lost. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? It's part of the game.
Yeah.
We was a Cinderella team all the way from start to finish. But your team was projected to do something and they didn't do it.
No,
I can actually sit back and smile and say the 49ers had one heck of a run on the season.
Yeah, I concur with you because I was really shocked that they beat Philadelphia, but Philly they win one year and then the following year they don't really come and bring it. Like
they had an off year the whole year. They was off and on the whole year.
So I mean y'all did great getting as far as y'all did, but I think Seattle, and I believe it's gonna be a good showdown that game with the Rams of Seattle. But I think the Seahawks are in the driver's seat. I like them myself. Who do you like moving forward? You, Green.
I like the Rams. I don't like New England because New England gonna walk straight through Denver next week.
And they probably should.
So Denver ain't got no quarterback, and that dude ain't thrown the ball in the most two and a half years.
He's on the side.
And you banging on
him. I mean, if it mean anything, any constellation.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But they still got a great defense, but it's gonna be tough.
I don't know. Like you give up 30 points, but you stay in the game. That is crazy. They were saying all season that the defense is good, and they've been through some ups and downs. Even when they came back and beat the Giants, that's bull spot.
Yeah.
But they
Did anybody actually see that injury?
No.
I still ain't seen it.
No.
You see here,
What, the broken ankle?
Because
Yeah, I didn't see when it happened.
they only showed him.
played the
They only
game,
showed
but I
him
didn't see what
Winston on the
happened.
sideline once.
Yeah,
But-
he walked when the game was over. He walked on his own power. He walked off.
No, but
Right, so I'm like, anybody see the injury? Was
Yeah,
he,
during the game.
did
I
he
don't
get
know when
injured
it
in the
was
locker room
No.
playing around, or what happened?
Right. I don't know what sack or what. Somebody rolled on his ankle. I don't know.
Was that green?
Yeah, that's green.
It was my case of water, son.
Listen,
Guards
all
just
bets will
walked
be
in.
paid.
Shout out to
All
D-Boys
bets are
in the
going to be
building.
paid.
They
I'm gonna
they
make sure
should have
all
to wait
those
till
bets are gonna
Monday.
be paid. Everybody gonna get their cash app hit.
He injured
So
his
everybody
ankle.
will
He
get
kind
paid.
of hyperextended it a little bit, like when they was getting ready to tackle him.
You seen the?
You see when it bent? It just bent like this.
A bone broke.
That's
He
when
broke
it
a bone
happened.
broken.
But then he stayed on it, and I'm like, right? How they show it like that, and he still stayed on it? He should have been like,
He had a hairline fracture. That's what they said. So I don't know.
Oh, it's not completely broken because I seen reports.
It's not
saying
the
it was
ankle.
broken.
It's just a bone in the ankle.
He needs
That's
surgery.
different.
Right.
Okay.
It's a
He needs
bone
surgery.
in the ankle. Yeah, they doing the surgery
tomorrow probably.
Tuesday. What's today? Tomorrow.
Monday.
Tomorrow. They said tomorrow. They said tomorrow.
So that might be a reason why he can't just get shot up and go out and play.
Mm.
Wrap it up.
Let's see.
Go out and
Let's
play
see if they
through.
can find a. Let's see if they can find a Jeff Hostetler or somebody that's gonna come off the bench and create that magic.
Who they back up there?
Again,
They're gonna need a whole lot of magic to keep them two teams coming off of them. They're gonna need a magic to beat New England, and if Seattle get a hold of them, it's a wrap. They're gonna run. They're gonna just pound him out to the end of the game.
This might
This
be a
is
strong
true.
man for Seattle to lose. If they lose it, this there's the win.
so Brother Green, would you like to share any thoughts on the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King? I mean, we don't, really
Sure.
hold you,
I would always like to say, rest in peace to the great king. And then also look back at everything that each and every last one of us coming from transit is having a minority, us working together. It feels good. It's the camaraderie of that job that brought us all together because all of us was attached to that job. And for him to want us to have equal rights and everything else, everything that we do, when we go to that voting hole machine, he fought for it. Anything and every right that we have, he fought for our rights to have it. So always a blessing to him and many blessings to his family for sharing him to the world and for us to be who we are as today as men and as individuals. So listen, right now as the world continue to turn and we evolve with the world, I want to wish all you brothers a happy day and a peaceful day for the rest of the day. Hope y'all get home safely. Mongo,
Yes, sir.
we will continue to stop. It was a special kind of conversation. You need to have, like, after the show over, you need to have your own 20 minutes so people can just call up and get at you.
Nah, the phone lines open.
Hold on.
Because it ain't fair.
let me
It
say-
ain't fair to waste all that time on the air getting at you. When the show go off, we need to have a Mongo show for the light, at least 20 minutes, so somebody can just call up and just get at you constantly.
Let me say this. There was a time
Sure.
when we was at a Super Bowl party, and it was me. I believe you, Brace. I believe you, Brace, and Phils was there, and me and my kid's mother was there, and I came in there. I think I came in there with a Steeler hat or Steeler jacket, and I was like, "Y'all ain't going nowhere." This is when Ben just got in the league. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Blah 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 blah. And 2 years later, we was in the Super Bowl, and we won it. So this is why I told you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So you gotta remember that.
I know we ain't supposed to curse, but y'all can bleep this stuff out. The sun's gonna shine on the dog ass at least once. So
I
those
remember
people
that day.
talking some crap. The sun will shine on the dog ass at least
Well, listen,
once.
Yo.
y'all was getting on me at
Don't
that
you
party,
go-
and 2
don't you
years
go with
later,
your
we was in the
nonsense.
Super Bowl.
Yo, I'm not hanging up on the phone with you, but I gotta go.
All right, but
I
with
love you, kid.
that being
Always.
said,
You know that.
with that being said, pay up. And Tiny said he's thirsty and he got Denver. All right. So all right. Enough of Green. I mean, you know, I want to know, did he have a come to Jesus moment when he
for him to say Cats was getting on him, that means that, you know, they was waiting.
Well, you know how he is when when his team is winning.
Right.
And like I said, how he come off.
Right. And like I said, I didn't realize there was that many 49er haters out there.
Yeah, there's a lot
there's
a
lot
of memes out there. So shout out to Chris White who's watching, and the Knicks is on. So let's continue. Let's continue on. I don't know if we got enough on Green. Do y'all want to, you know, how many? It's like what, 20 cases? What 20 cases, some rum punch, some cigars. I mean, you know, what we really needed to do was get him, like, you know, losing. He should have had to wear a Seahawks jersey or something. You know,
you got to do that next year.
That's the punishment.
Man,
can't get him.
He didn't even do the Kansas City one when he did the wristband.
He came in with a wristband on.
Right.
I mean, well,
we gotta move on to the next.
You gotta be specific.
Nobody's
about
left.
what he got to wear.
Everybody's playoff teams is that's it. There's nobody left. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but he
had the longest run,
like
1 week longer than Pittsburgh.
Well, I mean, but
I told
you, Seattle beat them like,
beat them like they stole something.
The kickoff return was the start, right?
Yes,
right,
and it never stopped.
Right, and it never stopped.
I think it was the warm up when they was in the locker room talking about.
You know what was funny about? Did you see when the kicker tried to trip him?
Yes,
yeah, and they threw the.
And you know what? I was saying to myself,
yeah, he tried to trip him, yo. That's
get the penalty. They don't got a touchdown.
Right.
Yo, man, he tried to trip him, yo. That was crazy.
It wasn't a bad move.
Right.
Nah, that was crazy. Though.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Right. It happened so fast. I was like, oh, snap. They tried to trip him.
They could have got some guy from the sideline.
Yeah. Did it Woody Hayes, right?
Yeah.
Do a Mike Tom.
Listen,
Stick your foot
throw
out.
the garbage can out in front of them or something.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, but that was a smart move.
He tried to
Put
trip him.
grandma in the wheelchair.
I think if I was a head coach, now that I think about it, I might have a guy designated just to do that.
Right.
Yo, triple. He on the sideline, triple. I don't care if I'll pay your fine when you get kicked out the game.
Oh,
but you my boy. Triple.
Soon as he come by, right?
Right. Because that's crazy. You gave up 7 points from the get-go.
Yeah, he did the right thing. He missed, but he did the right thing. Take the 15 yards.
Yo, sometimes you got to.
Like conduct.
Sometimes you got to.
And it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Nah, I think they would have.
And they lost the game, what, 30?
Yeah.
No, it was
40 something.
Yeah,
41 to 6.
So the touchdown at the beginning won the game.
No, but the spot of the foul, they would have probably put 25 yards plus.
It don't matter. It's still 0-0.
No, but I'm pretty sure the way they was beating them, they was going in.
But at least they would have had
to
earn
it
it
at the time.
Right.
You don't know that.
You could have got the kicker to do what Todd loves.
Let me tell you.
Suck.
Let me tell you, that is so deflating. You set up. I know Green set up. He had his sandwiches here. You know what I'm saying? He had his juice and his water. And then he get ready to watch the game, and then there's a kickoff return.
No. Right. That deflate the whole game.
No. Or
that make that sandwich taste nasty.
You don't even want to eat after that.
That was a nasty sandwich.
You don't even want to eat after that.
But at the end of the first quarter, he went to playing music or watching another
game.
Exactly.
Man,
I didn't see the kickoff return. After what happened.
I didn't see it either when it happened. I don't know what I was doing.
I'm going straight to music.
I said, how did they score? I was like, yo, I didn't see it when it happened.
What the F happened?
I don't know if I went to the bathroom or I did something. I don't know what it was.
That's when I looked on my phone to see what the score was. And I was like, and then I saw it was a kickoff return. I said, oh my God. Already?
Right. It was 17-0.
Well, judging by the picks we had, but not
no, I went with
Green. Who I picked.
I went with Green.
Well, I lost in Houston.
All right, so I took the Broncos. I took the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Bears, and the Pats. I don't even know. I'll tell you, I don't know why I took the Pats. I might have miswrote that. Whatever.
He's 4-0.
All right. No, I took the Bears.
4-0.
I took the Bears. Hey. Okay. So Kurt took the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Rams, and he took Houston and the Steelers because he was conflicted.
Shout out to Kurt.
Serge took. Shout out to you. You took Houston. All right. So you Serge,
I took Houston because
you didn't have faith in
in
your
the
team.
Steelers.
I think you're talking about Houston and Pats.
Yeah, we was because
No,
you didn't.
right.
You
I
didn't
took-
do what I did
Listen,
and pick the Steelers,
Right.
thinking that they were going to beat
right.
Houston.
I took Houston because I don't
didn't
want
have
the
faith in
Pats
your
to win
team.
that 7th. I don't want Pats to win the 7th ring. But I originally told y'all I just feel like they going. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want them to go.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
let's
I
go to
told y'all.
Serge. Serge took the
Whatever. You
49ers,
didn't
the
pick
Bills,
Steelers.
the Rams, and the Steelers.
See?
Mongo.
See,
Mongo took the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Rams, and Houston.
Right.
Good for you. Todd took the Seahawks, the Bills, the Rams, and Houston. G Money took Seahawks, the Bills, the Rams, and the Pats. Maybe I was cheating on G Money sheet. All right. Tiny took the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Bears, and Houston. So that was that. So it was no one was perfect. Unlike I think Serge was somewhat perfect.
close to it, but then
last week, and then
Steelers jerked me.
then listening to you,
Tomlin jerk.
listening to
Tomlin
you.
ain't do it.
Tomlin ain't do it, man.
We're not gonna get back on Tomlin. He's just getting here. So you're
So
late.
You're late for that.
so he's conflicted. So
you hating on him for?
so at
That's
what
what he
point do you blame the GM? It's
Omar
Steeler
Khan.
Nation.
Omar Khan has been there 2 years.
Okay.
That's it. He's only been there two years.
That's the GM of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Where
Well,
he
who
come
was
from?
who?
I don't remember.
Who did he succeed?
I don't remember that neither.
I thought it was you.
Nah, if I was there, we'd have 3 more rings right now.
Around
There's a
the
difference.
around the
right?
collar. Go ahead.
It's a difference. You
You're
call it
around
what
the
you want.
bathtub.
I'll wear them on a necklace.
They would have had him around the bathtub.
But what I'm trying to tell
A
you,
ring is a ring. Okay.
what I'm trying to say is
He
he
ain't
might
with
not
it.
go. He
Around the
might
toilet
not.
bowl.
What I'm trying to say is this is going to be his chance to pick somebody. So I don't know if he's going to get canned.
You talking about a coach?
No,
No, the GM.
Oh, the GM. The
yeah.
GM. Oh.
GM been there 2 years. Tomlin's been there
Yeah,
10.
he's gonna bring
10
what?
years.
He's gonna bring
11
his
years.
coaches.
Yeah, 9 years.
Yeah, something like that.
He's gonna get
No,
to
he's
bring
been
his
there
coaches.
longer than
Tomlin
that.
been there 19
20
years.
Yeah, yeah,
19
20
years.
Right. He's been there longer than that. But Khan has only been there 2 years.
Okay.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
he'll have a
That's
hand.
good.
He'll put a stamp on it.
Right, so they probably not getting rid of him. I don't see them getting rid of him. I'll be shocked if they do. He gets a chance to do this on his own now, without time.
Yeah, but how did just out of
My man.
the general consensus, how do they base performance of the team on the GM and the coach?
I just had that
They
conversation.
usually come in as a group together most of the time. When they clean house, GM and coach come in together.
That's what he's talking about, putting the blame game.
Yeah, the
Right.
blame.
He's
Yeah, but
talking
you
about the blame
can't.
game. That's what I said.
Yeah,
You on the field playing, they coaching, you got to make plays.
yeah, you do. You,
You
do
know,
what you're
the-
told.
The
not what
thing,
you want
right?
to.
The thing. My thing is this. You know how they always say when you win, the coaches get all the credit. You know,
Right.
you want to, you know what I'm saying? You didn't go out there and win nothing. You just was on the sideline coaching, but the players played and they won. You know what I'm saying? So then the opposite happens when you lose. You the first because they're not firing the players because they got too much investment, so they get rid of the coach. But you the players
They're not
playing.
even
You know,
penalizing them. No kind of way.
How many games do you watch of Steelers? I watch every game.
Everyone I can, basically.
Right. I've watched every game before COVID. Every single game I've watched the games. So I know a lot of stuff of what I'm seeing is that will irritate a fan. Them fans that watch
'Cause
every
you
game.
Okay, the next question.
Right, but
The next question.
I'm saying,
you irritated.
Like Todd, I know for sure. Like Dave, I know for sure. And me myself. Have you ever played organized sports before? Have you ever been coached?
organized sports, yes, but not football.
Any kind of organized sports where you had to take
Softball,
direction from
softball,
a coach.
yes, but not football. And
So
not,
anything that the coach
basketball.
told you to do,
But you were a young kid. But
regardless.
hold on.
Regardless.
You remember? Hold on.
You're taking direction,
Yes,
regardless.
you're taking direction.
And it's not always
but
gonna be
you're also
perfect.
questioning it too when it don't work.
Either you can do it or you can't
What's
do
my
it.
man
Bottom
name
line.
on Seattle?
Who, Donald?
Beast Mode, he didn't want to do
Either
that.
you can put out or you can't put out.
Right. Beast Mode didn't want to do that. That's
Didn't
why he
wanna do
laughed
what?
in what's the name face when they do the interception.
Oh
instead of
no,
giving him the
of
ball.
course not.
But
So that
that's-
was the coach call.
Right, that was the coach call.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
the
they
coach call.
fired
And
him.
it- yeah.
But you was a Seattle fan, so it didn't matter.
Right.
to you.
Look, right,
You walk
exactly.
around with
That was their fault.
No,
But-
I'm
Yeah,
just
but
asking.
But it's a call.
that was one bad call. That's not a series of bad calls.
Right. I'm giving you a microcosm of what Tomlin was doing every week. That's why I asked you. If you watch some of the games, you will say to yourself, what do you do that for? You know what I'm saying? And when you compound it, it leads to what happened
But
this
more
week.
like most coaches, there's a method to their madness, though, as far as winning
Come on,
the game.
son. Come on.
And
And it's a psychological thing
To
too.
answer-
Also,
to
all that
answer
stuff
your
comes
question-
into play.
to answer your question about how you evaluate GMs and coaches, GMs you evaluate mostly on what you do in the draft, what kind of talent you give the coach to play
Yeah,
with.
Right.
If you don't have talent, then that's on the GM. If you always getting high first round picks and you picking guys who don't show up, that's a bad evaluation on the GM. The coach, yes, he doesn't play, but at crucial times, do you make the wrong call? And that's what's killing a lot of these coaches is at the crucial time, are you making that call that's going to put your team in the best position to win the game?
Okay, just to
And
add
some
to that.
guys don't do that.
You know who's going to be next?
Would it be true or false that as far as the picks and the evaluation made, most evaluations are made by people who don't even play sports.
That's true. Some of these guys.
They don't even play sports.
didn't
But
play.
they got
Some of them
football.
guys-
They've
got
never
football.
played sports.
Yeah,
Right.
but
But they rank Dave high.
Right.
Mungo is right behind them. Like,
Right.
you know, we in there.
Right.
And
But
then we
Ryan
get
Clark
and then
is on
we
the
get
cast.
there.
But
like
Ryan
that.
Clark is on the cast
Mongo
is
behind
there
me.
too.
Huh?
Ryan Clark and Cam Newton and all these.
What?
I'm saying they analysts too.
But they not. No, he's talking front office. He's
But-
talking
oh,
front
I mean-
office
front
people.
office.
Front
I'm
office
talking about the
people.
analysts.
No, front office people.
But by the same token, they didn't play the game. But a lot of those guys that do the scouting, they may not have played at the highest levels, but at one point or another, they was playing the game.
Now,
I
So
don't think they should be qualified
They
to
didn't
critique
make
somebody
pros,
in that
but
manner.
they probably
That's
went
my
college.
thing.
That's what you're saying.
Well, if that's the case, then Jeff Van Gundy shouldn't have been a head coach because Jeff Van Gundy never got hired in high school or maybe middle Division II basketball coach, but yet he was an all-time great coach. There's a lot of guys who are great coaches
Slip through the cracks, I guess.
who
yeah.
ain't
No,
really
there's some guys
players.
got
But they
them
know the
brains.
game.
Right.
Okay.
They
Bill
got the
Belichick wasn't a great player, but he's an all-time great coach. Vince Lombardi, I'm pretty sure he played in college at Fordham, I think, but he wasn't a superstar player, but he's a
Right,
great
he
coach.
knows- yeah,
Tom Landry, all-time great coach. These guys
Phil
know
Jackson,
the
They
game.
know the game.
It's
right.
not
That-
that-
Phil
that part.
Jackson was a player.
Playing,
No, but he was
right? But he,
guy.
But you
Please, he was a hacker.
point
He
is
was
some
a
of them
hacker.
just-
Guy.
Some of them just
That's
not
what he
being
said.
qualified all the way across the board. That's
yeah,
it.
but it's not about.
I mean, I understand your
playing the
point.
game.
I understand
It's
your
about
point of view.
knowing the game.
I understand your point of view, but I don't know.
Because I
I'm
mean,
conflicted
just
with it
because
a
you
little
played
bit.
the game don't even mean that you really know the game. Because you got guys who were great players
and they
who tried to be
suck.
coaches
It sucked.
and couldn't be a coach.
Yeah.
Right.
Steve Nash,
Yeah.
I think
Magic
that's,
Johnson,
I think that's
Yeah.
an ego thing.
Was Jordan coach?
Michael
They-
Jordan
they-
couldn't have
Because they
coached.
put too much
No.
expectation
Well,
on
they
people.
Scottie Pippen couldn't coach.
They said they couldn't
Larry
couldn't
Bird
deal
wouldn't
with
have
the
been a coach.
personalities. It's hard to deal
Bird
with.
was a
Okay,
decent
well, that's a
It's hard to
conflict,
deal
yeah,
with
because they
these
did the same
personalities.
thing.
He was all right. He just
You
played
know.
against Jordan. That's my.
That's your opinion.
Bird was what you said?
I think
He was a good coach.
for the Pacers. I think.
He was.
But he's
He
gonna
had,
be
he had
his
good.
Jordan.
And he was a better GM.
He had, you know, he had, yeah.
Danny
he had,
Ainge.
But Danny Ainge wasn't that great a player in
What?
the pros. In the pros.
But
But he was
he's a
a
good
He did
GM.
his
right.
part,
He's a
though.
GM.
He did
He's
his
a
part.
brilliant GM.
no, he was,
Right,
yeah, he was
yeah.
great at what he
Yeah.
duped them Philadelphia 76ers
I'm telling you, playing
out
the
that
game
first pick.
and
the
knowing
Knicks
the
and the
game
Nets.
is two different things
Right.
altogether.
No doubt.
Because some
no
guys
doubt.
play the game purely because they got talent and could play the game,
Right.
not because they the smartest guy in the room.
No, it's a question.
Such as Manley.
And you got guys that are
Kid couldn't
coachable
read
that
past the
got to
second grade.
improvise
Yeah,
too.
Dexter
Yeah.
Manley.
Yeah.
Couldn't read past second grade.
I didn't
but
know he was
a
talking about till you said
superstar
that
player.
part.
yeah.
John
I mean-
Green said Tom Landry was a defensive back, but interesting. But when you look at it, you could say, look at the Nets coach, look at the Knicks coach, Tom Thibodeau, or this dude now, Brown. He wasn't no player. He wasn't no NBA player, but like, right? It's a combination of knowing the game, knowing the art, using your thing, and sometimes reasons why coaches be on the hot seat is because maybe they should have went with somebody and didn't care to give them that shine, and subsequently the management might be looking at them and say, well, this might have cost you your job. And it happens all the time. Or i.e. in the Knicks example, when they sort of, I thought the Tip sort of blew it and he didn't utilize his bench properly.
We all saw
Well, that was a knock on him.
We all saw that.
That was a knock on
They
him.
sort of, I thought Carlisle coached
because everybody should have been
geniusly and ran circles around him using
Because
his
he used
tools.
all his
Right.
players.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody should have been playing.
I mean,
But you know what? What's their record now versus Thibodeau's record?
Who?
The Knicks right now, because their records seem similar as of right now.
no, they're in a bad tailspin right now.
Right.
They lost their last 8 out of 10.
Right.
Yeah, they.
So that record is kind of close to what Thibodeau's record is right now.
No, they.
Right.
verged-
Thibodeau was better.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
And the funny part about it is that being not to be trying to jump sports or whatever the case, but like Brown, for example, whoever decided to go with him, and I was just trying to be cool with it, not just saying Mike Brown, but like to me, I didn't want to go like Mike Brown never won anything, but he was assistant coach. So he did win the 4 rings. He was on Golden State staff.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, he was on the staff. Yeah,
He
right.
won that, but like, was he as effective as a head coach? Because I mean, we go to games and like when they call timeouts, they have a coaches meeting,
That's what
And
they
then
all
it's
do.
like-
All teams do that.
and then they might say something to the players, and they might make and then
Right.
they play
Which
ball.
is weird.
Right.
Yeah, they do. The coaches meet up together first before they say what they say to the players.
If they
Every
say
team-
anything,
That's
Every
weird.
team does that.
It's
Every
weird.
team does that.
it's
But look how
You
it
know.
turned out
Faith.
for your
What?
boy Luke Walton. Remember, he took the team to the championship, and then he got a job, and then you see he's where's
took
he
what
right
team
now?
to the championship?
Golden State.
No.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Luke Walton. Isn't it Luke
no,
Walton?
no.
Was he assistant coach? What do you
No,
mean?
when Herb was hurt.
No,
Hurt with the
he
Not
wasn't.
no Luke Walton.
Who was it?
It was Brown.
It was Brown.
Brown was
It
coaching.
Mike Brown.
Yeah,
You sure?
Yeah.
you could look it up, buddy.
Luke Walton ain't take nobody no championship.
nobody
What,
tried.
I
sir?
thought it was too. I thought it was Luke Walton.
Yeah, but look it up, bro. I
Oh,
think
let's
it was Brown.
Luke Walton was coaching when they was in the bubble.
He the one that he got the 73-9 record, Luke Walton.
No,
No.
no,
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 What the hell?
no.
it's okay, bro.
He was coaching
Because
them
that's
when
how
they
he
was,
got the Lakers job.
no, he was coaching them when they
Right,
went in the
right.
bubble. He coached. I
Steve
believe,
Kerr was out sick, and,
Yeah.
and
Right.
Tom and Mike
could've
Brown
sworn it
was
was
the
the
coach.
coach. Yeah, no.
Anybody
No.
want to say what Luke Walton did? Because I mean, I do remember he did something great,
I believe he coached them in the bubble, if I'm correct.
but that was no, he didn't coach. He didn't coach the Lakers in the
No, he
said-
didn't coach.
No,
he was
I didn't say the Lakers.
No,
I
we said the
Golden
Warriors.
State.
Golden State.
No, it
didn't
says
win
yeah,
nothing
he
in
led
the
them
bubble.
to a 39.
I didn't say they
star.
won. I'm telling you where he coached.
Okay.
I didn't say he won. He didn't win nothing with them.
No,
with
he
go,
did. He says
with them.
okay. It says he served as the interim head coach during the historic 25 to 26 2015-16 season,
Right.
leading them to a 39-4 start in the championship. Then became a coach of the Lakers and the Kings.
And then what
'Cause-
happened? What happened with the Lakers?
That's my
That job
point.
didn't
He
last
was
long.
terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because the
He didn't
resume
last
was.
long.
Where is he now? Like so,
I don't know where he at.
but he
He
got
coaches so
recycled
well.
again.
But that's my he went to the Kings. But that's my point.
But then
Like,
he lost the job.
He gave him
He
him
never
the
had a head
position to
coaching
get
job
that
again.
job, right? And then
He's
he
assistant
became
coach
Was
somewhere.
Steve
Right.
Kerr was out twice or something like that? Because I thought I remember Mike Brown being a coach
I thought so too.
Nah, it was
No,
Walton.
it was Walton.
Yeah, it was Walton.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
And so
So where's the sound effects?
you just did it. Look, you could have got a case of water out of that.
2 cases.
Now I got a question for you.
I got one.
I got a question for you.
I Debo this one right here.
Debo. There you go.
Yeah,
Debo.
Being that we went to the next stop on this basketball thing, talking about the Knicks. This system, so-called system that Mike Brown is implementing, that's not working. It was very interesting. Carmelo said today, on the pregame show by the All-Star break, second half of the season, you can't be implemented anymore. It has to be the system, has to be in place. And if these guys are not used to that system, is it the system that they're using now? Should they have stayed with the system they was playing with before that they was doing good with, or should they have changed it?
They're getting lumped up as we speak.
Oh,
But
For sure.
You know,
hold up. I brought this up last week, and y'all said they were running the same system from the summer.
who said that?
That was in the chat. Greg
Oh.
said it, and I don't know.
we
One of
talking
y'all.
about this summer for what? This summer that passed?
Yeah, they said they running the same system they running in the summer. And I was like, yo, they saying they having issues of changing the system. Like,
Yeah,
what
he
do
brought
they
it.
do?
He brought his own system. They're not running the same system that they played under with Tom Thibodeau. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
They
so
changed the
this a new
system.
system that
It's Mike
started at the
Brown's
beginning of the
system.
year.
Yeah, it's Mike Brown's
Okay,
system.
okay.
And they having problem. It started off pretty good. They started
Right,
off good, the Knicks,
right.
but now they having problem with it.
I think it's
And
the
so the
talent
question was, I don't feel. Well,
that you're going up against is getting,
I don't think what's called is playing the way he should be playing.
Towns.
Yes,
They gotta get
he's hurting them.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure it out.
He's hurting them.
They all raspberry, ain't they?
Yeah.
Weasel.
Well,
It's empty.
That's why I knew there was a reason. I didn't hear no rattling.
But Towns ain't playing up to par, man. He's
You're
hurting the
welcome.
Knicks. You ask me.
But they don't run no plays for him. So like
Okay, let me.
getting involved in the offense or whatever case may be.
Go ahead.
If you like say you're the number 2 scorer on the team and Brunson's out, don't you gotta go to the second
You would think
guy
so. You would think so.
to generate the
You would
offense?
think so.
But
Let me ask this question, and
you
you said something very interesting
Mhm.
when I was telling you before about being coached, but you're a player, not necessarily needing a coach. You're on the court playing the game. Why doesn't Brunson set him up early to get him going early, and you could do whatever you got to do in the fourth quarter, whatever you got to do, but as a point guard, because you start yourself off early, instead of getting your guys involved, especially Cat, to keep him in the game, so when the fourth quarter come around, you could do what you got to do. As a player, I don't need a coach to tell me that. I'm the point guard. I don't need no coach telling me that. I'm going to make sure I set all my players up to do what they got to do to keep them in the game. And in the fourth quarter, when I feel I got to take over, I'll do that then. But he doesn't do that, Jalen.
Well,
he start his thing from jump.
let me answer. Let me answer that. I can't really speak for them, but like there was one instance that Brunson calmed it down, and he didn't shoot as much, and he had a lot of assists. They won that one particular game. Then he went back, but he got hurt, and they went on the road trip. He got hurt, and it just seemed like it's falling apart. I don't know if he's playing today.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so
I feel
They might
rely
be
too much on
spotting
him. I feel they rely too much on him. It's too much.
I concur. I would think that you need to match. You need somebody there to match his energy, like a backcourt mate. Sort of like how Golden State, like somebody, or Detroit, like when it was Isaiah and Joe Dumars. A good tandem, like if somebody dropping 20-something points, this guy could drop 20-something points too consistently.
Right.
So you want a
Bridges
shooting
don't-
guard? You want a good
It don't
shooting
even
guard?
have to be the shooting guard. It
Right.
could be Cat if you get him involved. You got to be
Yeah,
smart
you need
enough
a-
to get
a
him
true
involved.
tandem, right?
To me, you got to be smart enough to get him involved.
But Bridges don't
But
do it.
Todd, you as a common person understand this. Why don't the people who run the team understand?
The actual pros.
Right. The
That's
ones
the
who
question.
the ones who
That's the
should be
question, yes.
saying to him, because sometimes you need to tell guys, look, get this guy involved early.
Right.
I mean, you get paid. That's your job to get guys involved.
That's true.
Well, Scotty
But-
said that the coach, that's the coach's call.
Exactly.
Mm.
It
Well,
should be. That's
But
what you get paid for.
I understand it's the coach's call, but as a player playing on a court, you don't sense that?
Not
That's
when you
my
a nut.
thing.
Not when you a nut.
Yeah, he's a nut.
Well,
That's my point. I understand the coach should know that. I get that. But as a player, you playing, you're supposed to know where each player that you playing with, where they like the ball, what they want to do, where they get the ball, what they can do, where they get it at. As a point guard, you're supposed to know that.
But okay, maybe during the game, you're absolutely right. But during practice, that's when the coach is supposed to stress that to him.
I agree.
In the first half, let's see who we could get
Feature.
set up.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Besides yourself, because
Right.
like you said, in the fourth quarter, I don't care what you do,
Right.
because you the man and you're
You
gonna
gonna
take
take over.
10 shots. That's
Right.
fine. But let's try to get everybody else just as happy as you are to start the game, so that maybe at the end of the game, guys are giving a little better
Play for
effort.
you. Right. I agree.
They don't
yeah.
expect you to take over.
Right.
Let me shout out my pops. Shout out to John Wilson who's watching, and Pamela Jensen. Let me just say, that's an interesting observation, and I don't know. I was always feeling the same way you was, as far as maybe Brunson tried to do too much. He tried to carry too much of the weight, and again, the way the system is, maybe they threw him a bone because I think they got lucky winning the cup and whatnot, and maybe you celebrated too much once you got that extra 500,000 or whatever the case may be. I'm reaching, but they played Orlando. I think one of the Wagner boys was out, so you play who's in front of you,
Right.
and whatnot. But and then one game. Wimbayani coming back, and I mean, I don't know if he was on light minutes or whatever the case may be, but they did good. I
He
mean,
was on light minutes back then,
the victory goes to who's got it. So
Right.
they did their thing, but
What's been their record since they won that cup?
Ooh,
500.
not good. No, they below
exactly.
500.
They below 500.
Exactly.
They're definitely below 500.
Exactly.
What I had said when they peaked that year, they went to the playoffs, and then Halliburton got hurt, and my man from the Celtics got hurt.
Well, just a second, sir. Halliburton didn't get hurt when they was playing the Knicks.
Yeah,
He got hurt
did.
after the
No,
fact.
I not in the Knick game, just hurt anyway.
Okay.
Hurt in general.
Right.
So now this is supposed to be that year, and the window is closing, and Detroit is the surprise in the division right now. And right now they got home field advantage, home court advantage throughout
Boston
the whole.
is the second,
Right.
Boston,
So y'all
with their
definitely should,
injuries.
they
Look what
definitely-
Boston's doing with their injuries.
right. They definitely shouldn't be in front of y'all.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Who,
I would-
Boston?
Yeah, they
no,
shouldn't
they
be in front
shouldn't.
of being the
No,
Knicks
they
right
shouldn't.
You know, and you got
Boston didn't
Cavaliers
skip a beat.
struggling.
Right.
Right.
No, they started
Right.
off slow.
Right.
Boston started off slow, but they coming on now.
Right. So
Consistent.
Yeah.
right. So this is definitely a test for y'all this season, because it looked like y'all going to be on the road. That's what it looked like.
It don't look good.
And who knows? They might say, you never know. Mike Brown, y'all coach might be out of here after this year.
I don't know about.
Thibodeau gonna be like I told you. See, Thibodeau gonna be like I told you so.
You having a moment there, brother?
You know,
He had an empty can.
I'm
keep my candy on my side.
gonna steal coach's job for one quick minute. Trivia question:
Uh-oh.
Who are the two worst teams in the last 10 games in the Eastern Conference?
The Knicks and the Nets.
Exactly. They're both 2-8.
Yeah.
2-8. Yeah, they both two. I always look at the last 10 games because that's how
I told you
what
they
y'all
lost their
doing.
last 8 out of 10.
So
I knew the Knicks, but I didn't know the Nets.
and the
were-
Nets did too. They're the two
we
worst.
have a reason. They
in
don't
the
have
East. Right. We got a reason. We got an excuse. We're supposed to be bad.
right.
The Knicks don't have that excuse. They're
Right.
supposed to be
This
great.
is supposed to be their year.
Right.
So
But-
Especially with all, like you said, all the injuries.
right.
But again, Brunson been out more than 5 games for that little
Right.
stint, and y'all are right. And Porter, they don't play
But
Porter
you know what?
back to
I
back
can't-
games.
You can't
neither.
even.
Right.
You
Right.
can't even
Who's
use
Porter?
that
Michael Porter
the
Jr.
Brunson
for the-
thing
Oh, my
Oh.
God.
as an excuse because, like you just said, Boston
They don't
got a
go
better
back
record,
to
and
that.
they haven't had Tatum the whole year.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
Tatum's a better player than Brunson.
They don't have Tatum, and they don't have Horford, who's gone, and other big.
Porzingis lost.
And they
Porzingis
lost.
is not
They
there.
lost all their big men, and
Right.
even
And they still play.
even a sub white guy that's talking who played with who he played with
Luke
now.
Cornett, who plays
Right.
for San Antonio.
Right. They lost him too. And look how they still playing. They lost 3 of their big men.
But
3 of their big men.
But we did get the cup, and maybe after that, maybe they celebrated too much. I'm making excuses. All right. And I don't have to be right about it, but I'm thinking that maybe they was in their laurels and
Right.
Maybe the cup is the best they're gonna do this year.
Well,
And
see, that's what I'm saying.
And
The
they
window
go
is
in the
closed.
wrong
Well,
direction.
The window
What I
is
would
closed,
tell you-
man. You
I
can't.
think-
I don't know if was you guys, you know, how
I
you know
agree.
what I say
I
with the,
totally agree.
being delusional.
Right.
I don't know if you
Right.
was really thinking they was gonna win a championship this year.
No, but
I ain't think
not that it was set up for them to go there.
you would
Right.
think.
Right.
You would
It set
think.
up them to go
Right.
there,
By the
not to
injury,
win.
right.
Because
At the beginning of the season, a lot of people was picking the Knicks to win the
For sure.
championship because
They
of the
said-
fact that everybody else had injuries.
That's right.
Right.
That really affected the team.
Right.
They thought them and Cleveland were going to be the two
Right.
teams that was, and Cleveland regressed for whatever reason.
Right.
Well,
I told you why.
They playing better now.
Yeah, they 24-19. They only like one
Yeah.
game behind the Knicks.
Yeah, that's the
and
crazy
even
part.
Toronto, who nobody expected, is only 2 games. Is like a game,
Right.
2 games in the loss column behind the Knicks.
Right.
So this is what Scotty said. Cat is supposedly the best shooter big man in the game. And y'all,
Who said that?
my man Scotty said
Shooting
so,
big man?
Yes.
He's up
just
there.
a second. Yes.
He's up there.
No other big man won the 3-point shootout contest.
Yeah, he's up
All
there.
right. So that is
I can't
a
think of
viable
anybody better.
point. He's playing for a coach who caters to 1, 2, and 3 positions. Maybe a little too much. So, like, again, it is the way they play basketball, like how y'all say the game changed as far as football and stuff like that. It's somewhat positionless basketball. When you look at like the centers that get the ball and drive to the basket, if they're not scoring the basket, 9 times out of 10, they're getting off the floor. Think about it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Wimbayani and Hogan going at each other. And each time down, they were getting the ball and trying to take each other. If they didn't score, they was landing on the ground.
Well, yeah, MB does it all the time too.
It's really somewhat bad type of basketball.
Mm.
So
Clumsy.
I mean,
Because
well,
they give them the ball out of position where back in the day the big man got the ball in the post. They don't do that no
but
more.
you're right. They get the
They
ball,
get the ball
they
at the
clear,
top of the key.
and they clear out and they go to drive.
Right.
And
you get
they
a
are
charge or
tumbling.
whatever. Or something.
It's
Yeah.
like London Bridge is falling down. You
Right.
see these dudes getting off. It's like they laying from the top of the key
Can't
all the
do
way
it all
down
the
to the
time.
basket, and it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, as for the Knicks, they going through a little. But I'm going to Philly this Saturday. We're gonna try to straighten it out. We're gonna start there. We're gonna take them apart, and then I'm coming back Tuesday. I'll go to Garden. We'll get the Kings back. Then I'm gonna be at a few Knicks games, and if they call my number, I'll be up in the rafters. I don't know if I can make it down to the court to get in the game, but I'm gonna be at those games.
You got to try to go down to the front row.
I'm gonna
front row
try,
like I
man.
did, right?
I'm gonna see if they call.
Damn.
I'm gonna see if they call my number.
How did Todd get no seats down there?
No, but it makes
man.
sense if you've been to games with Dave. The guys will be in the first row and then guys will be in the last row.
Listen,
Right.
the way, the
You
way,
He might have had the good seat.
well,
gotta ask him what you get for real.
well, basically, the way it happens, if I get some tickets, I'll start up, and then tickets become available, and then you get the better seats at the last minute, which is crazy. And it's not something that I made up. I get what I could get.
Right.
So, but you went a little too far, sir.
Yeah, I did.
Courtside.
They was like, yo, bring that guy.
He was courtside.
They was like, yo, bring that guy back over here, yo.
Courtside.
He
I
was
must be in the
he was
front
about
row.
to get escorted out by security.
Yeah.
Yo, where you going?
I must be in
My
the
man
front
got
row.
me a ticket up here, right?
Yo.
I'm in the front row.
I look behind Mungo. I see Buck. I said, yo, where y'all go? Why y'all like I going down?
Meanwhile, I'm jealous. He don't know I'm jealous. Like, yo, how you get down
He
there?
thought he was shooting up.
Right. Like, oh, Dave gave him them tickets. We don't hear no.
Then they set me next to a guy who's about this big and he's yelling and screaming. I'm like, yo, I got to get the hell out of here, boy.
It's like, yeah, that's more like it. I'm looking up. Like, yeah, that's the Dave tickets. I want
All right, so I mean, what we got? How many more weeks before pitches and catches report to us?
Probably another month.
It's
Yeah.
another
It's a
month.
month.
It ain't
Probably
warm
another
yet.
month.
No, bro.
The middle of February.
Yeah, middle of February.
Middle of
Second
February.
week of February.
Yeah,
That ain't no month.
Right.
3 weeks.
It's
That's
right.
about 3 weeks. Yeah.
It's right. But because they play, they start the 27th. They got exhibition games, so it's coming.
February 10th to 12th.
Yeah, it's usually the 10th. Yeah, they start.
Look, we already.
Still cold.
It's 3
Time's
weeks away.
flying already.
Right,
man.
time is moving. And with that being said, let's talk about the Mets and Yankees for a second.
Like Sir said, what the is the Yankees doing? Everybody's signing people except for them.
Well, the Bellinger situation, I just, he
didn't get signed yet, right?
No. He's trying to be greedy.
It's negotiations.
Well, is it the agent trying to be greedy, or is it
was always the agent?
Both.
Yeah, because the more he gets to play, the more he get paid.
They're getting a lot, yo.
But still,
hey, I get it. What's it? What they got? Like 150 million or something for like 5 years or something like that. It's something like 5 years, 150.
How old is he?
Yeah,
29, maybe.
Oh, well, I get it.
He might be in his 30s.
How old is he?
No, he's looking because I think he might be.
Well, I can see him wanting a 5 year. If he's in his 20s, sure, this probably be the last time he'd be able to make that money.
He might be 30, 29, 30.
You know what I'm saying? After this, he ain't gonna be able to make no money again.
Oh my God, I should have said junior. They gave me his father 57.
Yeah, you got
it. Great.
I got that too.
Is it Clay Bellinger or Cody Bellinger?
Oh, that's right. His name's Cody.
Cody.
Yeah,
that's why you got what
Cody
you
Bellinger.
got.
I just looked at Bellinger.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's all I put in.
So, also,
the Yankees signed somebody from the A's, Seth Brown. Yeah.
What he play?
Outfielder, first baseman.
Bellinger's 30.
30. Okay.
Well, this is gonna be his last big contract.
You can't be mad at him for
5
that.
years, 150 or 5 years, 160 or 175 or something like that.
But it's a stretch.
Let me see what the
that sounds good. What Joker's getting 800 million? Why can't I get 150?
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
He's right there with it in the price where he's supposed to get, but I mean they offered him 5 years, 160.
Yeah,
but I guess he must want 175.
That's right. You look that up.
Yeah,
who offered him that? The Yankees?
Yeah, 5 years, 160.
Well, he should have took. I should take
Scott Boras is his agent, and he's like he's trying to stretch it.
Take that.
Trying to get it. He's trying to get the six
right,
year.
They want that 6th, 7th year.
Right. And he's trying to stretch it, and you can't. I mean,
that's crazy. Like 30, you getting 30. Yeah, let's try to get one more year of 30. Yeah,
take that money and get ahead with this. So.
And so the Mets got Bo Bichette, and like
they did.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Right after Tucker turned him down.
No, I didn't
Tucker.
know.
I wouldn't say Tucker fleeced him. He went to the evil empire. That's what the Yankees used to be. Now.
Evil empire.
Yo, now the Dodgers are the evil empire.
They getting everybody.
They going to get it. I'm not mad at them, but like fair exchange is no robbery. Somebody got to do it, but like yo, they
ain't getting us nowhere right now, but the playoffs. So
who?
I'm saying.
So that's like okay. That's going back to like you said with the Bills coach. Every year, Boone gets them to the playoffs, and they ain't winning nothing.
Right.
How many years he's been there now? 9 years. So
it's time to go to.
That's what I'm going
Dave, you're gonna be next up.
I've been saying that.
You're gonna be next up on the spotlight, Dave.
So the Yankees gonna make it to playoffs again, and then they're gonna lose again, and this guy stays.
We already know Boone's a crash dummy, but like I was really more like Cashman because Cashman was more like he had an air about himself.
He got a
like
lifetime contract.
But if you let the GM go, the coach most likely will be gone too.
But
for the most part, that's
because the new GM don't want to bring in his person.
They got a report with Cashman, but like the way Cashman was acting, like like one time it was like championship or bust, and he's like, yeah, like no big deal. Next question, like wave them off.
Right.
Really? Like I wasn't really feeling him. He was like, but like he tried to get the best he could to put together, but. Like, don't bug me. Next question. Like,
really?
I'm not answering, but you said that Joe was gonna win this shit. And you're like, next question.
It seemed like every year
that's what
he's on the hot seat.
Mongo.
Exactly.
So I mean,
somebody put. I'm gonna go on there real quick. Somebody put in, what's the worst thing that Tomlin? What's the worst thing that made you not like Tomlin? And somebody
change your screen.
And somebody said when he was in after a game, he was in a press conference, and they asked him why you kept giving it to Najee or somebody, and he said we ran out of plays, and that's what made him get mad at Tomlin for the rest of his coaching career at Steelers.
Shout out
And I didn't, I don't watch the press conferences, but for him to say that, it reminds me of what you just said. Like,
shout out to Bernard Hall watching. Quick, fast, the Knicks are getting smashed. Score is in the second quarter, 55 Mavericks, 36 Knicks. Embarrassing.
And once the comes down play, they said a lot of guys are missing for the Mavericks.
That sounds like a lot of threes is being hit. Let's see if that's what's going on.
It is positionless basketball. It's a little annoying at times. And
64-43.
Okay.
And you say and what's going playing?
64-42. Yep, 65-42.
And what's going playing?
10 for 18, and Knicks are 3 for 14.
Brunson's playing.
Oh, yeah.
Second quarter.
They shooting over 50% from outside.
Yeah, 10 for 18. Knicks are 3 for 14.
2 minutes before
They
that.
just scored again.
It's painful.
It's
You
painful.
know what? I'm putting that on there.
It's painful. But they play the Nets. They play the
So,
Nets on Wednesday.
You think
So-
that's what's gonna? You think that's gonna?
So-
wounds? That's what
Do you think? Do you
No,
think?
I have no idea.
Do you think?
I don't even have tickets to that game.
Do you think they make a move before the trading deadline?
Ooh.
MPJ and Cam
So-
Thomas for
so-
20 picks.
So that is on the GM.
Cam is gone.
Yeah.
That is on the GM to make that move. So based upon the way it's going, if they do, then I think the window is closing in a bad way. Not slowly. They like shut the window. Like, come on. But I think they just I think it's just a seasonal thing, and maybe they can work out the kinks. But again, if they don't, and it's just continue to fall off the rails,
Something got to
then
be.
they're gonna have to blow up the team after the season. And Mike Brown may not be the answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could be a one and done.
But
You
I
can't-
think what
you
they
can't
signed him
keep
for 5
that.
years or 4
I know.
years. I'm not even
You can't.
sure.
Usually they get 5 years.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
I'm just saying it, but we've seen surprises all the time of one and dones. And it's like, yo, he just got there. He just signed the contract. They don't mind giving up the guaranteed money and just moving on. But
That's a lot of money.
They still get paid when they get fired. They still get
Look at
paid.
But
Williams.
imagine-
Williams went from
Phoenix to Detroit,
and got big money.
$80 million, and he ain't got to coach again.
Right,
He's gonna get paid for like the next 7 years.
right.
$80 million.
Now picture
You
Detroit.
ain't got to work again.
Picture Detroit actually being who they are right now.
He put that team together. Most of that team, he drafted those guys.
Yeah, Tatum come back.
Did he draft them? Was he the GM or was he?
Well, he was the coach at the time. He put
I
the
think
team together.
The GM does.
Monty Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
the
think the
coach.
GM does the work.
No, I get it, but I mean, you talk with your coach to see the plays that you
Right.
want.
Right.
And the draft, they have a say so, like you would do
Right.
your
You don't
players,
just pick
like your
players.
star player.
Right.
Yeah, you got to confer with the coach too.
Right.
Well, again, I think Thibodeau, he was the coach, but I think he was just a little stubborn with his coaching style,
Oh, we all know
which
that.
subsequently
Cost of his
blew
job.
it. But maybe their expectations was too high when they was the third seed last year, and then
But they made that run.
not necessarily
the-
the run. They knocked off Boston. Indiana knocked off Cleveland. That was the 1 and 2 seed, and then.
But they looked good. though.
But then when it was time to play Indiana, you didn't. Again, the Tibbs, even though he coached beyond my expectations, I got to give him his props. He didn't play. He didn't play properly in that series.
Pushed him too hard.
Not so much even a push, but having fresh legs, which Carlisle played that to his advantage.
Carlisle played all his plays. He ran them out, and your team got exhausted. Simple as that. You got out coached.
Shout out to Mike G watching.
Honestly, truthfully, they got lucky to get out the first round when they played Detroit,
Detroit,
because
yeah.
they stole a couple of games. From
Yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah.
You think they was gifted?
They was gifted.
But did they look good to you versus the regular season? Did they look better in the playoffs than the regular season to you? I didn't watch them all year, but to me, they look good in the playoffs.
Who, the Knicks last year?
Yes.
They did look good.
Yeah,
in
they
the
look
playoffs.
good. And that's why you say, oh, they gonna go this year.
Well, they didn't look good when they started playing Indiana, especially. So here was the thing. So like,
Their
when-
defense looked good.
when you had to have Brunson in and they had a decent lead, then he brought him back in and they started surrendering the
Right,
lead,
right.
and then a ball just bounced in, which took them to overtime.
Right.
You lose the first game.
Right.
Now you gotta win the second game,
They
and
collapsed
you
that
lose the
first
second game at home.
They lost both
Right.
games.
That
at
first
home.
game they collapsed.
They lost both games. at
But
home.
before that Pacers game, their defense looked good.
So again, it's fine because again, if I look at Philly this year, Philly, everybody's trying to be built to beat the Knicks. Like Edgecombe, VJ Edgecombe, he's the guard, but like Cleveland come in there and run over them. But like when they playing the Knicks, they playing tough and they running up against the Knicks like, all right, we gotta beat y'all because the previous year the Knicks beat them.
Right.
So now we fixed to beat y'all.
Right.
Damn, Knicks is down 30.
Yep, 30, 29.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
31 now.
I mean, part of the reason is that the great bench that they have is shooting 6 for 17, with Mitchell Robinson being 6 for 7, and Shamit, McBride, and whoever the last cat is that I can't remember is 0 for 10.
Shaman's back.
Yeah. So you got 3
Yeah,
guys
he's been
shooting
back
0 for
again.
10 off the bench, and one guy 6 for 7. That's
You can see
Mitchell
that?
Robinson.
Oh,
6 for 7.
Yeah, he's 6 for 7. Everybody else is 0 for 10 off the bench.
And
You
and
get
the other
blown out
team,
by 30, and your starters ain't doing all that
and
great.
the other team shoots over
Evidently, 'cause
50%.
Is Hart playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
Everybody's playing?
Yes.
I thought who's out on Dallas because they were saying that
Yeah, no,
somebody
Dallas
was
is
going to be
missing.
playing.
Davis is out.
Anthony
And I don't-
Davis.
Somebody else. I
Is
thought it was-
Cooper Flag playing?
Yeah, he's
What's
out
his
there. I
name?
see him. He's right here.
Washington's not playing.
That's Cooper right,
Right.
there.
I knew they said they had a couple of people
Washington
out. Dallas
and
they were shorthanded.
Cooper went.
And,
Cooper got the red shoes.
Derek Lively's not playing either, but he had surgery on his foot, so he
Well,
wasn't.
he's
supposed
out for
to
the
play.
year.
Gafford's out.
Kyrie's not playing.
Gafford's out. Kyrie's out. Patrick.
Gafford's out too.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
Dave watch this. Let
Right
Dave
ankle
watch. You
sprain.
want to watch the game while we
Not
talking?
He got an ankle sprain.
I'm going to see the Nets in Phoenix. So
Oh, we don't need you.
They got a lot of guys. They got a
I'm-
lot of
I'm-
guys
I'm
out,
over- I'm
and
doing
they
home
and
base.
they still losing like that at home. It's something's gonna happen. They're gonna have to make a move. They're gonna have to make a move.
Right.
I
Figure it
think
out,
they
Cam.
they was showing I've seen today earlier that they bring it back that talk with about what's his name, Milwaukee kid
Giannis.
Yeah, they start because I remember they shut it down from now. They talking about it again because something got to give. I think Cat may be the guy they give up too.
Well,
And they need a decent big man because he's just not.
He's not it.
He's not doing
He's not it.
let's get off the basketball for a second. Let's do these picks. 'Cause I'm basketball conflicted. We got
We
like
only got 2 picks left, right?
yeah, we got
That's easy.
we got 20 minutes left in the show. No, we got like 12 minutes left in the show.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
12 minutes left in the show. So let's start with the AFC.
Oh,
Mike G calling.
All right.
Mike G, talk to me.
Listen, may I say happy morning and to everyone, happy afternoon to everyone. Blessed Martin Luther King Day for everyone on the panel.
Thank you, sir.
My question is, I'm now sitting out here watching the Knicks get washed.
Uh-huh.
And I gotta ask a question with 2 weeks to go. With 2 weeks to go before the trade deadline.
Trade everybody.
I want. Do the Knicks need to make some changes?
You must have heard me if you was listening. I just said that.
Okay, I just listen, you rat bastard. Don't talk to me like that.
Listen, it's a family channel, sir. We don't want-
Oh, the family show. Okay. Excuse my language.
right.
Fine, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't hear your comments from before.
That
I was
Tom
dialing
the
in.
Magnificent you was
It's all
speaking
right.
to,
It's
sir.
all right. It's all right. It's all
Dude,
right.
you heard that bass in his voice. You thought it was me. That's why you said that. All right.
No, but what do you think the Knicks need to do? Because we listen, I made a
They need
boatload of money
pieces.
in the last week off the Knicks. And I thank the Knicks fans for that because y'all sticking it up right now. But
Yeah.
no, really, do you really think you can fix what you have will take you there, or do you think that you need to just do and what's going on? And you know what? Sports is a copycat league. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's changing things up right now. You Knicks need to change some things up.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike, you got to come into the show. I mean, you know, you've been here before. You know, there's a couple of guys that probably would gel well with you. You know, Serge, the sports star, Slick the Relic. I mean, you know,
Nets Nation.
the only thing they probably wouldn't really like your football picks, but you know,
Who you root for in football?
he's a Giant fan, but you know,
Giants.
but he's
I'm a Giant fan, but I don't like my new coach.
he's a Yankee fan and he's a Net fan.
Okay, all right, 2 out of 3.
I don't think Harbaugh is a leader of men. I'd rather have Antonio Pierce take over, or if we couldn't get Mike Tomlin, I'd rather have McCartney than Harbaugh.
I'm gonna try to get Tomlin over there for you.
Go ahead and talk it up, yo. You know what I'm saying? We'll make that call.
That's right.
That call.
Is he watching us
It
live?
won't be this year. Thomas
The Giants need a leader of men.
Okay.
I want to see John Harbaugh do a Bill Belichick and say, I don't really want to coach y'all. I'm going to Buffalo.
Yeah, right.
Nah, you know, I think the old Giant coach is going to get that job.
Dabo.
I think Brian Dable is going to get that job.
Yeah, that's what they
Watch
talk
that one,
about.
fellas. I'll be on the show next week with y'all on Monday, and we can talk about it.
All
When we get the job.
So right quick, before we let you go, who you like, New England or the Broncos? Because we're gonna let you, and then
Well, listen, I'm gonna put you like this. Unfortunately, there's no Bo Nix, so there's going to be no tricks. So it's going to happen is Buffalo. The Broncos are going to take their licks. No, besides back in 1992 when Phil Simms went down and a young quarterback off the bench named Hostetler came in and won the NFC title and then the Super Bowl. And then it was Philly did that too. Philly did that, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, this young kid, you know what I'm saying? He listen. He's young in the mouth, wet behind the ears, sitting like on his breath. He can't do this.
Okay. So you like the Patriots. Who you like, the Rams or the Seahawks?
I said old man Stafford is going to win this one. Old man Stafford is going to win this one. I think old man Stafford is going to win this one. The Super Bowl is going to be in their home stadium, and it's going to be the New England Patriots against the LA Rams, and the Rams win their Super Bowl in their home stadium. Book it.
That's not their home stadium.
They play in the 49ers.
They play in the 49ers stadium.
Sir.
Oh, they're playing the 49ers? I thought they were playing in in their stadium.
No,
They're
49ers.
playing the SoFi.
Yeah. No, not
Oh,
SoFi.
okay.
They playing where the 49ers play.
Candlestick.
Oh, in
Not
Frisco,
Kansas
over in the Bay.
Santa Clara. Yeah, they play.
Oh, Santa Clara. Okay. I didn't. I thought it was their home stadium.
No.
You might as well call it home because it's going to be a short trip.
Yeah.
Okay. So you like the Patriots and the Rams?
Yeah, listen, I think Drake May got enough to be a second-tier quarterback who hasn't played in 2 years. I think he got enough to be him in a big-time game like this. This kid ain't going to be ready for that, yo.
All right, fair enough. But listen, sir, I thank you for calling. You coming out. You know where we at next week. You're more than welcome to show up and blow up. All right.
Listen, and I want Buffalo Wild Wings. I want a nice lemon pepper, and then I want a couple drinks, and I'll be there.
All right, well, we'll see you next week. We talk about
Buffalo
it.
Wild.
All right, I'll holler back. Peace.
Y'all gotta put out for celebrities come through like Mike G.
Okay. All right. No doubt. All right. Let me holler.
Go in your pocket, Dave.
Start sharpening his elbow.
Let me holler, and you throw $1. All right, I'm gonna talk to you later. Peace. All right, so Mike G, he's a promoter.
For you.
He a promoter.
He working.
No, he a promoter.
I know his voice.
One of my promoters,
No,
he came when we had the cookout here. He came.
Okay.
And whatnot.
No, I know the voice.
So, but we got thrown out the
He
Barclays.
thought I was you, though. Right?
Yeah, we got thrown
Okay.
out the Barclays one night.
Just-
We was at the next
Y'all
Wonder why.
was twisted.
Yeah.
Or wondering what.
Somebody was twisted.
Yeah, you better
You
believe
even-
it.
I was in the booth.
You know
Anyway.
they banned at the casino. They ain't banned you.
No. All right, so no. So let's go, y'all.
But who they banned? The people in
I'm
Star
saying
Trek?
they-
Let's go.
Right.
We're gonna wrap it around the Patriots at the Broncos. If anybody like the Broncos, speak now.
I'm picking them because I don't need the Patriots going right now.
All right.
I don't
Broncos.
need them winning the 7th ring. So I'm gonna pick against them.
Yeah, put me down for the Broncos. What the hell?
Really?
I'm
All
looking
right,
for,
put me there
I'm
too.
looking for Daryl Gauzy's
What?
script to come through.
Tiny.
Put me there too.
Tiny.
Hey,
Also,
what?
I'm
I
going
ain't
with.
going
I
for the
hate.
damn Patriots.
I hate the
Hey, I
Pats,
don't want
but
the
I'm
Patriots
going
to
with
go.
them again.
You hate them for?
Because
Because
they in
they're
the
jet killers.
right. But I believe that they probably gonna find a way to win. So
Oh, that's why we in
just-
common agreement here.
just
I
keep it in a
forgot
buck.
about that.
Just keep it
I
in a
forgot
buck.
about that.
I don't like them, but you know,
I don't like
So-
neither of
We
them
don't want
teams.
them-
I
I
don't
don't want to
either,
see
but
Patriots.
Right.
you gotta pick
right.
a team.
Seattle's winning the whole thing anyway.
All right. So up next, anybody like the Rams? Raise your hand.
I picked the Rams and the Pats all year.
All right. Well, Tiny.
I'll pick the
Tiny.
Rams all year, but I ain't doing it.
I picked the Rams and the Pats all year.
I don't see them beating Seattle and
But I
Seattle.
can't have the Pats there now.
Don't see it. Don't see it. Don't see it.
John Green said the Patriots. And who you like beside the Patriots? Tiny said Denver.
Did that?
Of
Did
course.
they
Well,
Denver-
we know
Denver
Tiny
Seahawks.
seen Denver and
All right,
Seahawks.
so
Yeah.
that's what he's been
Yeah,
saying.
That's what he's been
He
saying.
got a
Right.
tall glass to carry, climb with that one.
Right,
Because I
right.
mean, yeah.
So we
The
all agree
defense
on
better come.
on the Denver.
All right,
part.
so-
Defense gonna come right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. So anybody like the Rams beside
Mongo.
Mongo?
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams with Mongo.
Definitely going with Seattle.
I'm definitely thinking it's them daggone things that we be
Yeah, keep
eating.
eating them.
I don't eat but one. I don't need that much.
It only take
They're
one,
that
Serge.
They're that potent.
Serge, you've been picking with Mongo. You've been cheating off his sheet for
Yeah,
about the
I
last
cheat
8
off his
weeks.
sheet.
I can't wait till this year's over. I hope he don't do that in basketball too.
Yeah, we're gonna pick the Nets.
I know.
We just
Down,
picking
he
the
like-
Nets.
Well,
because it ain't
I'm not
nuts.
picking Cleveland.
Seahawks
I'm not
all the way.
picking the Knicks.
Well, we know
Oh,
that.
we know
Definitely
that.
not picking them.
See, we know we're not picking the Knicks.
Yeah,
We're definitely not doing that.
And I'm not picking
I might
Cleveland.
pick
You already
Cleveland
know.
depending on who they play, but I'll never pick the Knicks. You know that.
So them two is out of the question.
I think everybody.
I'll be 0 and whatever if the Knicks win the championship.
Right.
I think everybody is all right. Tiny, we got you. Seattle. All right, Tiny.
Tiny ain't even have to say anything.
Right.
Definitely, Tiny. We knew what
Tiny
you were
looking
saying
like
from the
Nostradamus.
onset.
Mhm.
And you ain't been wrong. So, like, if anybody want to make their money, they might want to follow Tiny.
Right.
Unfortunately, I'm going with the Raggedy Patriots. I mean, whatever they are. I'm going with the Pats because I think they got a better upside. Even though I think they were lucky. They were not. But anyway, but we time will tell. If that quarterback come out and play or just do ball management
You
things,
never know what might get
Frank
happen.
Reich.
You know.
You gotta come out and be Frank Reich.
that's what he
Or,
got to do.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, anything y'all want to say in closing?
said
Great
Josh
show. We
Nick
got some
Foles,
things off our chest.
Cole.
Shout out to Tiny, shout out to G Money, and shout out to
Bubba
Coach Kirk.
Brister.
Coach Kirk playing hooky.
All right, let's go. Hey, Tom, wrap it up.
Oh man, time flies when you're having fun. Everybody enjoy the rest of the MLK Day, and enjoy. See you next week, God willing.
It's been fun, Steeler Nation, but it's over.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
Serge.
Yeah, happy MLK Day to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for listening.
D Gores,
Thanks for having me. Peace.
thanks for showing up, y'all. All right, y'all, again, thank y'all. Shout out to everybody. We should have some interesting people up there next week. I know a guy, they're interested. Super Bowl boxes, let's make it happen. All right, so I'll see y'all next week and have a blessed MLK Day.